Cool. Um, yeah. So where do we begin? Yeah, we were talking about culture and your history, where you came from, Ethiopia yesterday,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah. That was where we were. Yeah. So yeah, definitely a topic to talk about. Where we have always been fairly different from the rest of Africa because of the fact that we're considered to be the cradle of civilization. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of different aspects of Ethiopia can be slightly different from other parts of Africa. And I know a lot of people from this side of the world always say, we have black culture, but then in back in Africa, we have very specific cultures in every single country. So you can't put everybody who's in Africa in the same bracket, I would say. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, we have a lot of unique things as well. The fact that we have Cushitic languages, Semitic languages, we have Afro-Asiatic languages as well. And I think I sent you a link yesterday showing that there are 86 different languages in the country. So, yeah, it's actually not dialect variations; it's actual languages,
Wow.
spoken languages, and written languages in some.
Uh-huh.
And so, yeah, if you go to the north of Ethiopia and you go to the south, it's completely different languages. So you wouldn't understand what, somebody from the north who've never been to the south, if they go there, they wouldn't understand the spoken language in that region. It's completely different. It's
Wow.
not just that as well. I mean, we have very, very high mountains.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the capital city is, I think around 3,200 above sea level. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then so it's very mountainous, and in some locations very low, like arid, very desert type weathers. We have a lot of people go there for different reasons. We have what we call the Danakil Depression, which is, I think, the lowest point in Africa, actually. So, yeah, very interesting fact. So,
Yeah.
ask me any questions. I'm here to answer.
No, I'm very fascinated because I don't really know too much about Ethiopia. Like you said, it's very different than Africa. It has its own culture,
Yeah.
and I was looking at the Wikipedia page, like the languages of Ethiopia, and how do you guys communicate if it's also different?
Well, we do have a federal language that was
Oh,
instituted a
okay.
very long time ago. So, I mean, if you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
the whole of Abyssinia, that was what it was called back in the like 13th century, etc. And then it spanned from northern parts of Sudan all the way to Uganda and other parts of the eastern or northern parts of Africa from the Horn of Africa, basically. And then gradually, because of the different cultural and geographical reasons, and of
Mm.
course because of the different empires and wars,
Mm-hmm.
it became what it is now. And the last country to actually become independent was Eritrea, and that was
Mm.
in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, 90s.
Okay.
The beginning of the 90s. Yeah, 1991, I think. Yeah.
So
So yeah, I mean, diverse cultures, even in one place.
so each culture like has a different way of writing. Like it's all different writing systems. So
So a
is it?
lot of the languages have actually adopted the same kind of alphabet.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
most of the locations would use the phonetics that I had
Yes.
shared with you last time. But when you think about it, there is one of the languages which is Afan Oromo,
Mm-hmm.
which is spoken by the majority of Ethiopians,
Okay.
and they're coming from the region called Oromo,
Uh-huh.
the Oromia region,
Yes.
and yeah, and so the people there actually write in Latin. So it's called Kube, but it's actually Latin. And so it's written in Latin.
Wow.
So you have to know Latin to actually. Yeah.
I thought Latin was a dead language.
Yeah.
I thought it was a dead language. Like, is it still being used, I guess?
No, I mean it's been adopted. Like if you think about
okay.
it, like the Amharic,
Yes.
Amharic itself comes from Ge'ez. Ge'ez comes from the Semitic languages.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people think, Semitics are, the people from Israel, but actually Semitism exists in Africa as well. We have people who are from Israel within Ethiopia, and who have gone back to Israel as well. So, yeah.
That's really interesting because I know, like, from reading history and ancient texts, like, there was this story about the Queen of Sheba who went to Israel to meet with King Solomon. I'm not sure if you know the story about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that how?
I do. And then and the empire that was under her became what it is called now, Beit Israel.
Yeah.
It's
So,
a very
like,
because
yeah. Go
okay,
ahead.
so unlike the other, no, it's okay. Unlike
Okay.
other historical documents, and most of these things come with storytelling, and it's not really documented that well. So it's not really clear as to whether that story is real or a myth or a legend.
Okay.
But of course, it is. No, I'm serious. It's like anything else in the past, isn't it? Like, it is up to the interpretation, and it also comes to how, the person writing those scripts or
Right.
history was actually annotating, and it's
No,
different everywhere. Because I've heard of stories where Shiva has been associated with Egypt or
Yeah.
Uganda or anywhere. I mean, she's been everywhere.
Yeah, she gets around. No, I was
Oh my
wondering,
God, I'm
like,
speaking.
I was wondering
Yeah,
the connection.
sorry.
How did like the Israel like Semitic languages and influences entered Ethiopia, because they're so far apart
Well,
geographically.
yeah. Geographically, you'd think so, but then if you look at the Bible, even like the Old Testament, Ethiopia is mentioned as Abyssinia,
Oh
and
yes,
even in the
yes,
New Testament, it is mentioned.
yes, it
And
is.
also,
Yeah.
if you look at the Quran, the Holy Quran, you will see that it's also mentioned on those scriptures as well. So yeah.
Interesting.
So I don't know. Ethiopia is a very interesting, very unique place, I would say. And whenever I tell people that we have a unique calendar, I have to explain it to people.
Yeah.
It's just that we didn't change when the whole world decided to change.
Yeah.
Because so it's the Gregorian calendar everybody uses.
Yeah,
but
the 13 months,
Ethiopia
right?
is still using the Julian calendar.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
And so, which is related to the Christianity, and
Yes.
so it remained the way it is.
Okay.
In the past, state and church were the same as well. So I mean, it was very much linked to the state. So that's probably why. And that's why it never changed.
So it's heavily influenced by the Christian faith, I guess. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I would say both Islam and Christianity.
Okay.
Because if you look at our history and how our country has been a refuge for people that have been prosecuted for Christianity as well as practicing the religion of Islam.
Yes.
It has been a refuge for both.
Okay.
And one thing I would say is all Ethiopians have one thing in common. It is our hospitality.
Yes.
And we're known for it. And we're known for being very welcoming and shy and kind. And if you go to the rural areas, very innocent I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it a lot more modern now, like compared to the other parts of Africa?
I would say like no, I wouldn't say that it's
Okay.
modern compared to other parts. I wouldn't compare them because different countries are a different path. Like some countries are technologically more advanced, but then again, it goes back to colonial rule as well.
Yes.
Because if you look at countries that have been under colonial rule, the longer have had more advancements than other locations. So take South Africa, for example. South Africa is far advanced than other places.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Ethiopia isn't, but I'm just saying that there are other countries that are far more advanced technology.
Because I have some friends online who are from Kenya, and they tell me like they're trying to get it more and more advanced now, and it's like slowly it's becoming more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the map. It's
Oh,
like
definitely.
yeah. So you
No,
guys
no,
are
go for
near.
it.
Yeah, you guys. I'm looking at the map. You guys are near Sudan, and then you guys are near. Well, Kenya is further down, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then Yemen's right there, next to you guys. Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, I did a recent DNA test and I found out a lot about myself that I didn't know. Like,
okay. Yeah.
because I was, I was brought up in not just in Ethiopia. I traveled a lot with my family, but saying that, I've always been told that my ancestry is purely Ethiopian, and then
Okay.
after the DNA test, I was like really confused. But then I really started researching about it,
Yeah.
and then I realized that Ethiopians actually have a lot of history of being. I would say, I think the calculations that are done with these ancestry tests
Yes.
is based on the records that they have in each part of the world.
Right.
And
right.
so an Ethiopian could have multiple, ancestry lines that go back because I don't know how it works, but it seems like it is possible to have a background that is different than we anticipate.
I think there's
Saying that, yeah.
I think
Go for it.
maybe there's a lot of intermarriages and stuff like that happening. So it's really mixed, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. You can't really have a pure.
But it's not just about, but it's not just East Africa that came out. That's why I'm kind of, so there was 1.1% Nepali. I had 1.5% Papua New Guinea, which is Oceania. So it's like,
it's all the way.
way
It's so far away.
way on the other side.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I got about 20% Middle Eastern,
Oh.
about 11% North African, and I had a 20% Somali. So I'm actually only 40% or so Ethiopian. And if I look at my ancestry, and I even did a family tree thing where I went all the way to like 7 great grandfathers on both sides and great grandmothers, and I'm still Ethiopian. But it's strange, isn't it?
I think the majority, like 40% is the majority, right? So you're still mostly Ethiopian, I guess. But
Mostly.
I mean, I don't know how
I
accurate
know.
those. I wonder how accurate those tests are. I never did one, but I mean, I wonder how accurate they are.
I wonder as well because I was like, but then I had other friends who did the same test. It was a Christmas thing. We all decided let's do
okay.
it, and we did.
All right.
And then, some of them came with 70%, 60%. So I'm like questioning my ancestry at the moment.
Oh, so were they also from
But, yeah.
Ethiopia? Were they also from your homeland?
I don't.
Like these people?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they were.
So, so they're more Ethiopian than you are.
Than I am. Which is hilarious because,
Maybe your great grandmother was Queen of Sheba.
Whoa. Who knows?
Papua New Guinea. I mean, that's that's oceans apart.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I was like scratching my head with that one. I was like, what? How is that even possible?
Oh man, that's hilarious. That's amazing. So, how long have you been in UK?
I've been 4 years now.
Oh, okay. So you moved there for work, or?
I moved for work.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
But I maybe it's because I'm such a person with such diverse background that I actually like it here. I don't know. I actually like living in
Mm-hmm.
the
Well,
UK,
what about your friends?
but
Are they,
not in lockdown. Not during lockdown. No.
but do you get Do you get homesick?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
I think that's just natural. So, when's the last time you went back?
That was 3 years now.
Oh, okay. Well, with the internet, I guess everything is pretty close together. It's not too far apart.
Yeah. Yeah, and my mom actually travels a lot, so I get to see
Oh,
her
nice.
all the time.
Or the home cooking.
Oh, come on, I can do that myself.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So you.
So your turn now. Tell me about
Okay.
you. I mean,
Yeah, sure. Okay, you ask some questions, I'll answer them.
okay, so what? Yeah, like where are you originally from? Are you originally from Canada or?
No, I moved to Canada. I came from Singapore, little small island.
Okay.
Yeah, are you familiar with that place? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I came to. I'm actually in Canada, so I lived in Canada now, for over 20 years now. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. Yeah, I like it here because there's 4 seasons. Back in Asia, like there's only one season. It's always hot. You're always perspiring. I guess it's how it is in your country too, right? So
That is very cool.
yeah. So now I have to deal with the snow, which I don't mind. I mean, and if you're locked down, you just stay home. You just hibernate anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to do this during the summer, to be honest. Now it's
No.
fine. You have the heater on and you're staying home. But,
Yeah, it's nice and comfy here. It's
So
kind
tell
of,
me more about Singapore. I mean,
Oh, okay.
it's
sure.
close, it's next to Vietnam, right?
It's closer to Malaysia, Vietnam, yeah, Indonesia, those kind of places. It's all around that
Indonesia.
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's its own country. Like it used to be British ruled. It was colony, and then
Okay.
So yeah, I have this little accent which is kind of British sometimes because I was brought up in the Queen's
I
English.
noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
I thought
why.
you would be the British side of Canada. That's why.
No. Because I came here and I just never got rid of it. Like I like it actually. I don't mind. It makes me unique, right? So I just kept it.
Yeah.
There's no point getting rid of it. It's actually proper English too, like compared to American and Canadian and other languages. Like it's Queen's English. You know what I'm talking about. So,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah. So I like it. It makes me different.
Yeah, I get.
Yeah.
So in Ethiopia we have this,
Yeah.
Pan-Americanism happening all the time. So we have American accents. And I
Yeah.
moved to England, and everybody started saying to me like, "Yeah, lose that American accent. It doesn't work."
Yeah.
And then I had to relearn a lot of the different words because it's not the same. The American
no.
terminologies,
Yeah.
it's very different. And I had to unlearn everything I've ever known and then relearn like everything in this country. But yeah, it's interesting. But I like them here because they're a bit.
So Ethiopia
They're
wasn't
similar to
yeah.
Ethiopians in a lot of ways.
So Ethiopia was never like under British rule, right? It was always its own thing.
No.
Okay.
We won 2 wars
Okay.
against colonialism,
Yeah.
and one of them was against Mussolini actually.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, I love Switzerland's chocolate. So, and their clocks and their knives. But yeah, I mean, like, anyway.
And their technology.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Any
interesting.
plans to move there then?
Yeah, I plan to stay here. I'm not moving. Like I got my citizenship here, so
Okay.
so I'm Canadian now, I guess.
Yay!
Yeah, yeah. Do you plan to, become English?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Nice.
Um, but I wish I had gone to Singapore now because
Why?
I've been to Thailand and I've been to Japan.
Mhm.
I've been to Thailand a bunch of times actually for work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never been to Singapore. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Tell
Yes.
me about the culture though.
The culture
love it.
is pretty mixed. Like because there's so many different countries around Singapore that they all like they travel and they do trade and all that stuff with the country. So it was very mixed. And a lot of people like
Yeah.
moved there many years ago and they live there now. So it's very diverse as well. But it's diverse in terms of like other people from other countries moving there and like it's like a melting pot where they basically mix and become so multicultural that it has its own identity. Yeah, so
But is it like I know a lot of the Asian countries around there have a lot of issues with tsunamis and floods and things like that. Is it always susceptible to things like that, or is it fairly okay?
well we get a lot of rain sometimes, like we get the monsoon rains. But that's basically it. I mean, it's a really small island, like it's like a dot on the map. So is known as a trading place, right? People, the port is famous for trades, so people,
Yeah, I've heard about this.
yeah.
Part,
So now it's like a financial center as well. Lots of people invest in that country, and it's yeah. I mean, the reason why I left is because
But why did you leave?
yeah,
though?
I was getting to that. The reason why I left is because it is actually a socialist country, right?
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So the government controls almost everything, like, and there's some, I won't say corruption, but it's just it's controlled, and there's a lot of propaganda and the news, like, you don't get you don't get like exposed to what the real news is. Like, there's a lot of censorship basically, and it wasn't good.
I see.
Like, yeah, it wasn't good growing up in that kind of country because you get really close-minded and you don't get exposed um, and there's lots of, obviously socialists, communists. There's lots of censorship and what else is that? Yeah, yeah, like,
I know because
yeah.
Ethiopia used to be a socialist country as well at some point.
Oh, really?
For
Okay.
a long time actually.
Yeah.
We used to kind of emulate the structures that were in place in Russia and Cuba, and and it's strange that we got out of that, but we still have a lot of state-owned businesses.
Yes.
So
Yes.
not currently it's a democratic country. I'm putting air quotes on that.
Okay. Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's just a lot of the structure. So the biggest bank is owned by the government.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
telecommunication is owned by the government. There's only one telecom company,
Yes.
by the way,
Same.
and it's
Yeah.
owned by the government.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like
It's a monopoly. Yeah.
it's not really. Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
monopoly. The airlines and the airports are all owned by the government as well. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
yeah. So
Um,
technically, we're It's half and half, I would say. We haven't fully shifted to a full capitalism. Yeah,
yeah.
capitalism has a
It's kind of half and
yeah.
half, but it's more socialist, communist than capitalist, and yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like it's a it's a paradox, I guess. It's the best word for it. But somehow
Yeah, I agree.
somehow it stay yeah, but Singapore it stays as socialist and not full communist, which is good, because that would
Uh-huh.
just kill it would just kill
Yeah,
everything.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm just looking at China and what's happening
But
in Hong Kong
I
and
always
stuff.
wonder
Yeah,
though.
what do you
I always wonder though, like these are not, like if you look at the past history of our countries,
yes.
these constructs or political constructs did not exist. We adopted them from other places and tried to kind of push people have tried to push them on the people, and it rarely works as it's supposed to.
Right.
I'm not opposed to, like, there are certain aspects that should have been thought of, like, is this suitable for us? Sometimes we just take on a lot of Western concepts and try to implement them, and they don't fit our narrative or
Yes.
our cultures.
Yes.
And then there will be that big fight between which one is going to, be more dominant, and it never really is good for the people. And I don't see it as something that has been ever really considered. Everybody's looking at how can I stay in power and how can I maintain the most wealth, and rarely do they think about what is happening to the people in
That's
general.
right.
And yeah, it's just,
Yeah, it's mostly about that. Like, what, depending on who gets into power, like their policies and their ideology becomes dominant. And then again with censorship, etc. Like they can just maintain power. Like they can, like I said, there's a lot of corruption in the background. They stay in power because there's
yeah.
fake elections and all that stuff, right? It's you see in those countries right now in like
I mean,
Venezuela.
I completely agree.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can attest to one time when one of the parties got 99% of voters have voted for us, and
Oh
we were
man.
like, "What?
That-
How is
that's
that even possible?"
But that's blatant, right? It's not even
But, like,
like an illusion. It's like yeah.
what are you gonna do about it if we tell you that it happened?
Yeah, but I mean, but in that case, it's so clear that it's so obvious that it is rigged, right? There isn't even like an illusion of choice.
But then you have these observers that come from other countries, and they actually sign off on these decisions, and they don't challenge them. I mean, look, I don't want to say that these countries that come for these observing processes are doing great themselves, but they do come to kind of supervise, and then
Yeah, yeah.
when things go wrong, they don't challenge, and they just, yeah, it was funny. It was really funny.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, there's a lot of similarities, I guess, in our countries when it comes to these things.
That's right. Who? Someone is listening right now. Who's here? Hey,
Oh,
we got a guy. Hello, welcome to our talk. So yeah, what got you into technology?
technology.
Yeah.
Well, from what perspective? From what is in
I mean,
my country or
no,
myself?
yourself. Like, how do you get into it? Like,
Oh. Well, to be fair, I've always been exposed to technology because of my dad. He's an engineer, so
Oh, okay.
he passed away about
Oh.
5 years ago. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was I I'm an 80s baby, and yet I had my first laptop when I was 6 years old. So actually, it wasn't a laptop; it was a big,
Yeah.
huge
Machine.
computer with a floppy disk. I remember this big green floppy disk that I had.
Yeah.
Because it had some games on it.
Yes. Oh.
And yeah, it was thing that ever happened to me. And then, yeah, when I was really interested in technology. So I actually taught myself a lot of different things. Like, back then, like Java, C++, and all these things, just because I was interested, and I started animating stuff. And then, of course, as technology developed, I started getting interested in systems, and my profession actually kind of spans different genres. So, but technology has kind of maintained my interest throughout, and so yeah, I stuck with that.
So you were into programming. Yeah. You were into programming, and then you're now not.
Oh my God! Yes, I was.
Wow, that's.
No, now I'm not. No.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty hardcore. I mean, to learn C++ and Java and all that stuff on your own, that's quite a feat. Yeah. Amazing.
I was interested in the fact that you can actually create things.
Yes.
And be able to create worlds just by writing code, and I was really fascinated by that. Yeah.
So did you make your own games and stuff?
I actually did a few of them, and I bet they're on some CD somewhere. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember CDs. Yeah, you sure it's not floppy disk?
Oh yeah, we went for floppy disk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but that was when I was younger, before my uni age and stuff. So yeah, but I did, and we used to, have my cousins over and test it out, and I used to enjoy watching people actually engage with games I created. But yeah. that was good.
No, that's the best. I mean, I made a few games myself too. Then, so when I look at some games, like the first one I made was the Snake game, just using BASIC, and so when I play that again, I'm like, oh, I made that last time. I know how it works. It's but yeah, I didn't really get into programming. I mean, I program other stuff, but not games. I wanted to make games. But then, back then in the 80s and stuff, they're like, there's no future in games, right? The parents always tell you, do something.
And that's the thing.
Yeah. So I'm like,
my parents wanted me to be an engineer, a doctor, or an accountant. Those are the things that pay.
Exactly. But now those, But unfortunately, those are like dying out because of automation, right? Like we talked about last time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know. The world has changed so much.
Yeah, but there's a lot of innovation now, and I think in a great way it is helpful. Yes, we talked about this last time as well. But there is, I don't know if it's an element of fear that I have, or the fact that as a human being I fear change. Maybe I'm not 100% sure, but there is this anticipation that we're going to lose control of everything that we create,
Wow, it's getting dark.
What? Sorry.
No. I like it. No, we can talk about, the self-destruction. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly the same thing. I mean, I was looking at this quote the other day about yeah, when they made the atomic bombs, like, they're causing their own destruction.
No, it wasn't meant for that purpose.
I know.
Then, yeah.
But yeah, sometimes we make things that ultimately destroys us. And I mean, like, just look at social media, for example.
Sometimes I wonder, don't you wonder if that's our destructive nature as human beings, or is it, I don't know, we innovate to help ourselves, but then we also, I don't know, it's the positive and the negatives of there are those aspects in everything that we create.
Right.
But at the end of the day, how it's utilized and is it efficiency? I think we drive ourselves insane to create efficiencies. Especially because I work in systems, I can attest to this. We drive ourselves insane at trying to get smarter technology,
Yeah.
get information out there faster, do better analytics, it's always the faster you could do it, the better the information input is. So sometimes the information input from humans has errors to it. So you start relying on more intelligent AI technology to kind of circumvent or control how that information is coming through so that you can get better data and better analytics.
Right.
So it's like a cycle of, I don't know, it's like Alice going down that rabbit hole we're going down. I don't know where it's going to end, but yeah, we're doing it.
I guess machines will take over eventually because we have so much data that people are not even shifting through the data. Like it's all machines that are going through, looking for patterns, and then like making decisions based on those patterns. Like we're slowly losing control.
I mean, creating patterns, because it's about creating patterns.
Exactly. Yeah.
And each individual person has a pattern, and that pattern is data. You can transfer that pattern into ones and zeros. It's easy to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But the problem is when you're being led down a path because of the choices you made.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, as human beings, we evolve and grow based on the information that we get in front of us. But because of our interaction with social media or other systems, we are kind of triggering a pattern or a sort of like a profile of what we like and what we don't.
Yes.
And so the AI system actually interprets that and thinks that these are the better choices for this person, so I'll just lead them down this path.
Right.
But that means you're going to be pigeonholed into this specific profile instead of explore other things and learn new things.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think about that?
That's actually what concerns me, because so they look at like each individual person's patterns, and then they basically pigeonhole you, like you say, right? And then they look at the bigger picture, and then like all these people are doing this kind of stuff because they're actually programmed to. So people are being programmed by machines and algorithms, right?
Yes.
And so it's flipped around already.
I didn't want to say it, but
I know. I'm just I'm just jumping ahead, and the logical conclusion is that machines are programming us subtly without us even knowing, because they are. Yeah, so this is escalating really fast. But this is actually what's happening. This is actually happening. Yeah.
I was looking at some of the data collected by, our web of activities are monitored, obviously. Every time we sign off to a cookie and we say, I want to read this article, you sign off a cookie, and it looks at your activity, it looks at what to advertise to you, etc., right?
Yes.
So when you look at those things and you see, for example, Google's profile that they have on you, which is very accessible to people, but people don't actually go in and check it. Like your ad settings are available, your web activities are available.
Yes.
If you look at it, it actually specifically says, like, it specifies your gender, your age, range, everything.
Yes.
If you like shopping, if you like gardening, it has you down pegged to these, specific boxes. So everything that's advertised to you, that's coming to you, is based on those things. So whether you're on their platform or somewhere else, that is being fed in. So
yeah, I mean, like, just look at Facebook. If you don't even have to have an account. You don't even have to have an account with Facebook, but they are tracking you across all the different websites. Like, that's crazy, because and then the advertising. So they say monetizing you. Even though you don't even have
that age-old, we have become the product concept.
Yeah, because it's free. So if you don't pay for it, you're the product. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, I always, when I was younger, I always questioned how they actually made money. Even before the AdSenses and other things were created, they were making money. And I
Yeah.
always wondered, how were they making that income from people just logging in on an app, or is it based on users? I always wondered how they were monetizing these apps.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's interesting. But I'm saying, before they even started with the ads, before they even started doing this cross-platform monitoring, etc., I always wondered how they were getting money from it. You're just getting people to sign on to something. It's like what do you call it? Like a spreadsheet of people, basically, with their
database.
details.
Yeah.
And
It's a database.
exactly.
Yeah.
But we never asked, though, whether that is being sold to third party. We never were conscious enough to ask those questions at that time, because we were just looking for socializing,
Yeah.
getting to. Yeah, I mean, look, the first app I ever signed up to was what was it called? Bolt on Yahoo.
Okay.
And I was very young when I did that.
Yeah.
And I never questioned why Bolt was there. And have you ever heard of Bolt?
BOLT.
Yeah, Bolt. It was one of the first social apps before MySpace, before all of that.
I don't remember. Let me look it up. Yahoo Bolt. No, nothing is showing up for that. BOLT.
I'll send you.
Yeah, send me on
Yeah,
Discord.
Yeah. Yeah, I will.
Yeah, it's interesting because
So if you write Bolt website, it is, it was active from 1996 to 2007. Yeah.
no, I don't see anything about it. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong or something.
Oh, just write Bolt social media. BOLT.
BOLTs. Social media. Okay.
It should come up.
Yeah, okay, I see it. So it says okay, never mind. Let me look at. So it's part of Yahoo, you said? Or it's not part
Oh
of
yeah,
Yahoo?
it was actually advertised through your.
Oh,
it
it's
wasn't-
advertised. Okay.
It was. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm looking at it now. Yeah. Oh, interesting. No, I was never on this. I started with
Yeah,
MySpace.
I was on this.
Yeah.
This was my first social media experience.
Interesting. I never even heard of this before.
I know a lot of people don't know about Bolt, and I'm always surprised. Like, when I speak to people about it, that not a lot of people know it. But I remember having a lot of friends on there, and yeah. But it wasn't even marketed specifically to my age group.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it was a video sharing website?
Yeah. It had everything that you would have now. So it had chat rooms, message boards. It had all of these other aspects, like games that you can play with people. You can send instant messages to each other. Yeah, and yeah.
Interesting. I guess
You're like fascinated in this way.
I'm fascinated about a lot of things. I'm a very curious person. So, yeah.
I noticed.
Yeah. So, wow. Okay, I'll look into this more. I don't want to get distracted, but basically, yeah, this is cool. Yeah, it's almost like AOL.
Yeah.
It's almost like AOL.
It was, but
yeah, but it's better. I'm sure it's better. Yeah.
but you earned badges every time you did something.
Yeah,
For example, come on, it was in the 90s.
They gamify it. Yeah.
So
Interesting.
it wouldn't be that perfect, but
No.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But you earned badges. You got to interact with people from all over the world, and it was. I really find it curious that not a lot of people know about this company or what it was before. Because I know most people know about MySpace, High Five, and the other social medias, but when you talk about Bolt, nobody knows about it.
Yes, High Five I know about. Yes. Yes. Yeah, wow, this is taking us way back. And then there was like
I
e-circles.
know.
I'm not sure if you know about
Does that make me
e-circles.
sound old? I feel
No,
old now.
no, no, no. We're the pioneers. We just,
Pioneers.
yeah,
Oh yeah. I mean, what generation went from having literally no internet to having it, and now being in this part of the world where we're sitting on an app talking about it? So, yeah.
yeah. Oh man. Yeah, fascinating. Yeah, I remember like GeoCities and all that stuff, like way back.
Yes.
Oh, oh man. Yeah, like I say, we've come so far from there. It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think eventually we don't even need a phone anymore. It's like it's all going to be just like it's going to be embedded somehow.
Yeah, I'm actually very much interested in VR technology more than anything else, to be honest.
You are? You're
Like,
interested in it? Okay.
imagine. No, yeah, I am.
Yeah, okay.
Think about it. Like, now we're in this COVID situation and we can't go out. But
Yeah.
if we had a very advanced VR technology, I
Mhm.
could just be sitting in my living room and travel places and see places. You know, I don't have and actually experience it like as if I'm there.
Yeah.
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 It's not the same as sitting on your laptop or like scrolling through pictures or videos.
No, no,
You know?
it's not.
Like that immersive experience.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm
Very
trying.
interesting.
I'm trying to figure out, yeah, like what is this whole COVID situation? Is it like man-made or like is someone behind pushing
Oh.
this, like so that it pushes technology and pushes certain things, like certain agendas that they have. Like I'm always wondering, like how much of this is like natural, like obviously we're not meant to be locked down and cooped up in a house or working from home, but I mean there's a lot of things like. Yeah, I'm not getting into conspiracies. I'm just wondering like what exactly is behind this and what is the agenda, like because there's a lot of people talking about like the vaccines and the control of governments and anyway that kind of stuff.
No, a few things. For me, I can't say like I wouldn't even know where to start because
Right.
it's kind of like it could or it couldn't be because there are aspects of it that seem like it could have naturally happened.
Yeah.
But then there are aspects of it that makes it. But then I start thinking about how it is politically driven, how it is, financially driven as well.
Right.
Because you can see there's like a lot of people benefiting from the situation,
Yes.
and the majority of us aren't.
Yes.
So, like, there are those things that kind of make you think, why is this happening the way it is? But then, again, these kind of things are inevitable. And this planet is very cruel. She constantly creates things that are impossible for us to deal with.
Mhm.
And that could also be one of the things that could have pushed her a little bit with what we do on a daily basis. I don't know.
Okay.
But saying that, again, with the vaccine, I'm on the fence about it. The reason I'm saying that is because I come from Africa. I mean, we get jabs all the time. Nobody
Yeah.
tells you what it is for, who is actually, bringing the vaccines in, who created them. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much liberties in this part of the world where you can question and ask and do research, and you're even told which pharmaceutical company and how much efficacy the vaccines have, etc.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Back home, they just do like a national campaign, and you line up and you get jabs. End of story. Nobody's gonna even question if you died a day later. So,
Yeah, I've heard of stuff.
I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I've heard of stuff like that, and not just in your country, but in India, like a lot of people got jabbed for something they don't know what it was for, and then they ended up, like even India, like so yeah, like this is
Like when you're growing up here, for
yeah,
example,
okay,
in the UK, a lot of people I've spoken to,
yes,
they were never asked as children if they have taken all of their vaccines to actually be allowed into schools.
mm-hmm,
Back home, you, as part of your entrance to a school, your parents need to show that you've been vaccinated for so many multiple things. But let's say it's because we live in the tropics, we have a lot of diseases
yes,
that are not, that wouldn't survive in this cold climate.
yes,
Yes, I agree. But there's also aspects of, like, is this really, nobody questions it. Nobody's ever questioned why those vaccines are needed. And so now I feel like with this vaccine and how people are talking about it,
mm-hmm,
it's the amount of information that is available is a lot of information and a lot of misleading information as well. It's like, look, the RNA and it's going to change your DNA.
yes, yes,
Excuse them, that doesn't make sense. From a scientific point of view, it doesn't make sense. And also, like, putting chips, like, no, if you think about it,
yeah.
do you think that the vaccine would do that?
I heard that it does that. Like it can change. It's like basically nanotechnology. It can change you, and it can create its own. It can basically change your DNA, I guess, and it could, yeah, and that's why some people are dying from this. I don't have other facts, but that's what I'm hearing. Like people who are doctors and say they're coming out and talking about programmable DNA and RNA. So
But
basically,
they've been using that for a long time.
yeah, but
This
now,
isn't the first time they've ever done that.
but now it's like they're putting nanotechnology into people, and basically like people are not able to travel without this new vaccine and stuff. Like it's very troubling if you think about it.
Yeah.
And they're forcing people to get it, like in first world countries.
And they're not forcing you. The first world countries never force people. They, what is the word I'm looking for?
Mandated.
They put you in a very compromising situation where you have to pick.
Yes.
And the only choice, it's like that game we were playing last time, where
Yeah.
you can pick something, but then it leads you back to that same choice, where you don't have another choice anymore,
Right,
and that's the
right.
only choice you'll have.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
See what I mean? You
Yeah.
have this assumption or simulation, actually, of choice
Mhm.
and options, but in reality, you don't have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest problem.
Yeah. It's an illusion of choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's manipulation actually. Yeah. If you want to call it that. Yeah. So.
You always articulate it in a very harsh way, and I'm trying to not to.
I know. I'm just I'm more blunt sometimes. Cause no, I've seen
It's good.
yeah. Yeah, I'm tired of being political sometimes. Like being too political is, I mean, we need to tell the truth. Like, yeah, we shouldn't sugarcoat it.
But what is the truth? What is the truth? Because my truth and what I see and what I perceive and the information that I have is completely different from yours and completely different from even my neighbors. Okay?
Well,
And
yeah.
that's the thing. Yeah, because we are, again, tunnel vision about everything. It's just, yeah. But
Well,
I hope
yeah.
that we don't wake up one day and find out everything else and we've just been wasting plus almost 2 years of our lives sitting at home for some conspiracy. That would piss me off.
Yeah. I mean, eventually the truth will come out. Like we may not know everything right now, but we have. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, right? We have different pieces, and so maybe your perspective and my perspective is different, and that's fine. But eventually it will come out. Like we'll see the truth because there's objective truth, which means like there's certain things like the laws of gravity and certain things which are like uh you can debate if the world is round or flat, right? But the truth is
Or flat.
so there's truth to that.
You mentioned it. No, but then there are. This is the thing. Like, okay, so people that have conversations like us, like
Yeah.
Grown up adults, we can actually have a conversation and come to an agreement that we can have the same views or not, right?
Right.
But most people nowadays are really focused on the wrong things, first of all. Secondly, they are contradicting everything they've been taught because that's the trendy thing to do.
Yes.
So, I mean, sometimes we have to believe what we are told. Like, for example, gravity.
Yeah.
It's a scientist's concept. It's a scientific concept,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you didn't go to school and somebody didn't talk to you about gravity, you still would know something, it will fall down at a certain speed.
Yes, exactly.
And depending on the weight, it will fall a different way. I mean,
Yeah,
you do not need to be educated to know that it exists. There is something that exists that pulls it down. But then there are people who would come to you and say, that's not gravity.
Okay.
It doesn't exist. What do you say to those people? No, I'm serious. There are actual people out there who say that. I didn't have to go to school to know this.
Yeah, you don't need to. Anyone knows that. Like, you don't have to go to school for that. Like, I think a lot of times
you might not know the name.
Yeah.
You might not know, the calculations about mass, about other elements.
Exactly.
To do with gravity, but understanding that it exists versus denying its existence to me is just mind-boggling.
I mean, like stuff like that, you can see it. Like, it's obvious. You don't know the details, like you say, but you can see it in action. Like you.
But that's the problem right now. With people who are adamant that those kind of things don't exist, and most of the time, those are the same people who scream the loudest about conspiracies. It's very difficult to believe them.
Well, those people are just ignorant, I guess. Because like that's a really good example I that comes to mind right now. Is like some people when they pretend to be sleeping, right, and you can't wake them up because they're pretending to be asleep. They're not really asleep. So you can tell them stuff, and you can't try to wake them up, but they're actually pretending to sleep. So there's a lot of people like that.
They will pretend.
Yeah. They're not going to wake up because they are not asleep. So I don't know. It's
But yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts though about the vaccine? I mean, I told you what I think.
Okay.
What are your thoughts, really?
Well, I've heard I've heard both sides actually, and I'm also looking at the evidence, right? And apparently people are dying from this, like even people who are nurses, who are politicians, who are promoting the vaccine, and they take it and then they die. Like, it's not good. So there's something wrong with it, and just looking at history, vaccines take a long time to be tested, to be approved, right? And then in this case, it is.
I agree. I agree.
So they're rushing it.
I mean, a lot of people use examples of the HIV/AIDS, which is a virus, which hasn't got a vaccine until today. And it's been around for a very, very long time.
No, actually, the AIDS virus, I heard that if you take it like in the first few days, if you know that you got it, you can quickly get injected with something to kill it. But that's in the first few days. So there is.
The PrEP.
Yeah. But I'm saying there
is nothing to prevent you from getting it. So it's the same as with COVID. The jab is going to actually stop you from catching it. So that's what I mean. It's like a preventive measure.
But aren't they injecting you with the COVID virus in order to have the antibodies for it?
Yeah, part of it.
Yeah, the dead part of it. Yeah. So, and that's what's causing some people to die. Like, anyway, I it's one of those topics that is really interesting to get into, but we we don't have enough data, I think. But for now, I think, because of lack of
I
data,
agree.
yeah, I think because of lack of data, I think I'll just avoid it myself as much as I can, and just be careful. I mean, like last year around this time, they say that you should wear mask, and then don't wear mask, and then now they're saying wear two masks.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what is going on?
Or the type that you have is not going to work. They're saying that the type, like the normal cloth type of
Yeah.
mask that they were saying works, doesn't work anymore.
Yeah,
And you have to get a specific branded type. And again, is this real, or is it trying to drive consumerism to serve some products?
exactly. I think people are profiting from this. Like people who are making masks and the vaccines, the pharmaceutical companies are making lots of money on this, right? And
Yeah.
but it's causing everyone else a lot of harm and stress and fear, and that's the wrong way to live.
I think, yeah, of course, it's. I could say that most people are suffering from mental health issues because of this. We're social animals. We are supposed to be out and about, interacting, engaging,
Right.
like physically being around other people. But now with all this limitation, it's taking a toll on a lot of people. And I'm not saying those who already had those kind of issues, but the ones that didn't have are having them.
Yes.
Yeah, because it is a very difficult time.
But
But
even
that being said, though, it is interesting how technology has advanced a lot in the last 1 year. A lot. Incredibly faster than previous years.
yes, that's right.
And, yeah.
But even mental health, I'm not sure. Like, is this a new term that we just coined recently? Because like many years ago, like growing up, you never hear about mental health. So it's not like people didn't have it. I'm not saying they don't have it. I'm like, are we talking about it too much? Like, are people weaker now, or more susceptible to it because of technology or something else? Like, why are we talking about mental health all the time now? It's
That's a good question.
it just dominates. It dominates a lot of conversations.
I don't think it's a new term because Freud and all.
Yeah, but
It's been
why
around for a
why
while.
is it talked about so much now? Yeah.
But I think as we are right now, our generation and the new generation is actually really different, I would say.
Yeah.
They don't have the same social contracts. They don't have the same issues that we had faced, or even our parents had faced. We were limited to issues just within our communities, within, like I'm just taking examples of our grandparents or our parents.
Yes.
They were not exposed to so much information, so much hate, so much, I don't know, there's a lot being thrown at people at the moment.
Okay, that's fair.
And it does. So it's not just about you being resilient or you being strong. It's about the amount of things that are actually in your environment. Whether you like it or not, everybody has a phone. Everybody has interacts with multiple people that don't even know you. There are trolls. There are people out there just out with negative energies coming at you left, right, center. So in that situation, it's completely different. So mental health and the services around it have to expand because there are more cases than there used to be. And also, people are more comfortable talking about their feelings than they used to be. Back in the day, like I'm talking about it from an African experience, getting mental health support, going to a therapist would mean that you've actually lost it. You are no longer able to function in society. And now you need to be institutionalized, and that's why you're going to get help.
Right.
And that's how it was seen. So if somebody said, oh, I want to go see a therapist, or I want to talk about my feelings, it would be seen as a sign of weakness.
Yes.
But now it's not like that anymore. Now it's more of, let's have conversations, let's let's, put our emotions on the table and see what we are going through.
Yes.
And there's a lot of support as well from, our communities to do that, which was not the case in the past. So I think that's the reason why there's more conversation about mental health than there used to be. And I think it is good that it exists more so now because we're, because of the situations that we're in. But
yes. Yeah, I like the answer a lot. Yeah. I think it sounds like you're saying that we are overwhelmed by issues in the world now.
Yeah.
On one hand, yeah.
I mean, think about it. If take somebody who lives in a farm somewhere in, let's say Singapore. I don't know if there are farms there, but let's say there are.
Okay.
That person wouldn't have had a phone. They wouldn't have had any communication outside of their neighbors, or going to the local stores, or interacting with their community in that small town.
Yes.
But now with phones, laptops, all of the information, they get information from all the way from Canada, and they see the things that are happening to people there, and they are experiencing the pain and the hurt that people are going through on a daily basis. News media does that.
Right.
You get social media where it shows you people hurting others. You see people being negative to each other, people being negative about your race, your culture. There's so much bombardment of information and hate. Sometimes it takes a toll on you. That never existed in the past.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I agree. There was a stigma regarding talking about mental health, anxiety, and all that stuff in the past. Yeah, just like that game we're playing. I guess.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, even robots are going through that.
Now.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that one day a machine will have all these issues.
Oh, they're gonna have more issues because they're gonna be fighting against programming versus actual emotions.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. That's interesting. I didn't think of that before. Fighting against programming. That's a whole different level.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they're gonna suffer more than we are because you've got coding behind you and it's telling you this is the way you're supposed to do things, and then you have human emotions which are erratic at best. I mean, like a human being can go through several emotions which we don't even have words for, by the way, to actually articulate how we feel.
Right.
And we can go through that in a matter of minutes. You can have multiple emotions.
Yeah.
You can be happy and sad because somebody said to you at the same time. And can you imagine if you put that type of thing in a AI or in a robot and expect it to articulate it while being, following the standards and rules you've set for it with its programming? It's going to be chaos.
Yeah, and the way they process information so quickly, like they can go through 1,000 emotions in a few nanoseconds. For example, that's wow. I can't even imagine that. That's horrible. Now I understand the Terminator. It's like,
I still say Terminator 1 was the best.
Yeah,
regardless of how technologically advanced the new versions are.
Yeah.
Terminator 1 was actually the best one. Okay. It was horrible. I mean, the CGI and all of that thing. Yeah, forget all of that. But it was really the concept and the storyline, everything. I think it was really good. But you know what? Every time I see, I think about a movie when something happens, and I'm like, sounds very familiar. I've seen this somewhere.
Yeah,
Deja vu, I hope that doesn't happen with Terminator. Where we like wake up one day and we're like, oops, that happened now.
It's like, look at the mushroom cloud over there. Oh, it's getting hot. Oh man.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's oh. Yeah, I mean, this is someone just someone took all those sci-fi, dystopia type movies, and they put they listed it out. I'll send the picture one day when I find it again. Basically, it's like
Okay.
where we at this point, like which movie are we at, which movie are we living
Oh my
in right
God.
now, and
You have to share that with me.
yeah, it's crazy. So because every movie has a
The day
date,
we
right?
get to Mad Max, I'm out.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you
Actually,
imagine a world like Mad Max where you're like, oh my God, that would be insane. What was that movie with I forgot, Kevin Costner's movie
Oh, Waterworld.
where was it?
Waterworld.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch a lot of movies.
forgot
Yeah,
most of these movies.
I watch a lot of movies. You don't even look it up. You just know it. It's like that one. I know what that was. But yeah, that one is crazy. Like when sand and the ground is so precious. Like, oh man.
Yeah, exactly. But all of them, you know what? The whole concept at the end of the day of all of these type of dystopian movies
Yeah.
was about resources
Yes.
and how certain people had more resources and power and they kind of enslaved others. And I mean, water is precious. It's going to be precious. Like all the movies, like, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I just don't want to be around when that happens, though.
No.
What was the other one? The Book of Eli. Have you seen that
Oh,
one?
yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, so
yeah.
same concept, isn't it?
Yeah. And then there's also Immortal Engines. I'm not sure if you've seen that. There's like cities that eat other
I
cities.
haven't.
Yeah.
Little cities. Hang on.
Cities that eat other
I might have
cities.
seen it.
You might have Immortal Cities. Anyway, I need to find that picture again. It's so funny because it says that right now we are in this. Anyway, I'll find it for you. I'll send it to you on Discord. But yeah, I mean, what is the world coming to?
Interesting.
Yeah, what is the world coming to?
I mean, I was speaking to my neighbor like a couple of weeks ago. Social distance, if anybody's listening. When we were having that conversation, she was like, "It's starting to feel like we're in, that movie Idiocracy. Have you seen it?
No.
You have to see it. I mean, it's one of the most dumbest movies I've ever seen. Yeah, please don't judge me on this.
Okay.
But it's basically about this guy who gets cryogenically frozen. He is considered to be the most average person. His name is Joe.
Yeah.
Average Joe.
Yeah.
They put him in a cryogenic chamber, forget about him,
Yeah.
and then he wakes up in the future and everything has gone, like everybody's dumb.
Yeah.
When I say dumb, I can't even express how dumb they are.
Yeah.
But then he is the smartest person alive.
Wow.
And then he becomes their president.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking it up. Yeah, I think I heard of this movie before. But I've never seen it.
It's an interesting take on the future, anyways. Could it list of yours? Who knows?
Yeah. Private Joe, average American, becomes a guinea pig for the top secret hibernation program. Forgotten, he wakes up 5 centuries in the future. Yeah. No, okay, you know what, about this, I haven't seen the movie, but I think, the world is becoming more and more dumb. Like, society is just becoming, just becoming lazy.
If you see
Yeah.
on the movie, everybody is like they're just pressing buttons
Yeah.
with images on them because they've forgotten language. So they've
Whoa.
they're using emojis to actually communicate. He goes to a hospital to get help, and then the receptionist asks him to press a button to show her where he's hurting.
Whoa.
Yeah, that.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
man. I can't imagine that though, cause like there's some places I go here, and then they're like, after you order some food, like rate your service, and just give you like three buttons to press, and it's like smiley face, like no emotion or a sad face, and like I can see that happening. that's
Oh,
just,
that's some black.
that's like
Yeah.
rate our service kind of thing, right? Yeah. Oh, there's someone message us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that would be very boring for Joe. I mean, to not be able to speak to anyone. I mean, that's kind of difficult.
Interesting.
Yeah, it would be difficult.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're all speaking in slang, and they are
Oh.
not. They're
Yeah.
no longer using English. So we're when we text, we use shorter
Yeah.
forms, abbreviations, and things.
Yes.
So they've started speaking that way. So Joe speaks like us,
Yeah.
and they don't understand him because they're not on the same page at all. And yeah, it's not a boring period. It's a comedy, so take it with a grain of salt. But yeah,
Yeah.
interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, for sure. I'll check it out. But yeah, even a while back when kids were starting to use all those like short abbreviations of stuff, yeah, parents were like saying that the kids are going to become really stupid and they're not going to be able to use like proper sentences, and yeah, and this is like the fulfillment of that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, remember when we were talking about the alphabets in
Yes.
Ethiopia and how we're losing those things because now people had to start using phones that don't have those phonetics. So they ended up using the English alphabets to write those words.
Yes.
So the more and more they use them,
Yeah.
they're starting to lose the knowledge they have of how to write and read those words that are in the local alphabets.
Yes. Yeah, that actually happens in Chinese and a lot of other like languages that are written. So people,
Yeah.
they speak it, but they can't read it. They can't write it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And so it's getting more and more difficult to have honestly, the new generation, they don't know how to properly write all of the words. And even if they do after they are, they complete their high school education, they don't have to use it anymore.
Yes.
Because, uni and college, you learn in English. So, yeah, everything gets lost.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. I mean, even if you look at the movie War-E, right? Everyone's just sitting around. They're really fat and obese. They're just like staring at the computer or like a screen all day long, and machines do everything for them. So that is another possible future if we don't change.
Well, but we can't. I don't think we can anymore, honestly.
Really?
Because it
Okay.
is considered to be a devolution rather than forward thinking. You're not modern if you, start advocating for full sentences to be used on texts and stuff. It's not cool. So, yeah.
Well, do you find that in your life, like over there, like are people starting to prefer using emojis and symbols and slang and abbreviations than like when you talk to people in day-to-day life, like do people use like sentences or they just phrases?
Well, so this is the thing. I've noticed that people, when they write professional emails or their, work-related things, they write the. But also, even with work, we've stopped using the decorum or etiquette
Yes.
that you would have in the past.
Yes.
And so the people that you talk to through professional email, when you start texting them on, I don't know, WhatsApp or whatever, they don't sound even the same.
No.
Because they write differently than they would on their emails.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like two different personalities. You have the professional side and the personal side. On the personal side, they use all of the abbreviations and blank and other things. So, yeah. But also, if you've noticed, a lot of people have stopped actually remembering words because you have autocorrect.
Yes.
You don't need to remember everything.
Yeah.
When we were in school,
Yeah.
I mean, halfway through, at least when I was very, very young, I had to learn to spell
Yes.
words.
Yes.
And but now you use laptops. You don't have to write anything. You just go on Word or something and just type out whatever, and you do a spell check and send it off.
Yeah, that's
You're
right.
not actually, required to spell things.
Yeah, yeah. That's oh man. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that school is just memorizing and you don't really like learn in school, you just learn to memorize stuff. But the stuff that, you learn in school that actually is valuable. So like
Well,
again,
it depends
yeah.
on where you went to school, though.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, the world just
The reason I'm saying that is because I think we could both say this. You learned world history. You didn't just learn about the history of Singapore.
yes.
I didn't learn just the history of Ethiopia. I learned the history of the world.
Yeah.
We learned about everything.
Yes.
But if you go to schools here in England or you go to the US, they mainly focus on their own history.
Yes.
And it's not, so for me, I'm glad I had that school experience because it gave me an idea of what other countries were like.
Right.
Like we learned about Asia, we learned about American history, we learned about everything, literally. From the Greeks, the Romans, the different empires, like everything.
Yeah.
And so it helped me become who I am, and I appreciated all of that. And I actually took sciences as well as the arts when I was in high school because I just wanted to do both. So but it was interesting to do that. And we had elective courses that you could take, and I took a lot of different elective courses as well. And I actually enjoyed them because I got to learn outside of the little boundary of my own country, of my own tradition. I got to read and write about places that I didn't even go to. And I think a lot of people kind of forget that maths, I understand, like the fact that you have to learn trigonometry and it doesn't help you in life. But hey, if you become a builder or a civil engineer, it does come in handy.
Yes. Yep.
If you're going to be an architect, you need to know about your geometry so that you can actually construct things properly, right?
That's
But
right. Yeah.
at that point in time, though, you're not picking your future yet. So I think it's a foundation for you to actually be able to do certain things in your future. And it's like giving you an array of options and giving you tidbits of things that you could have, and then your path would be picked by your talent or skill or knowledge of a certain thing. And
Right.
I don't really hate that concept of school. I'm sorry, I love education, and I come from a very academic family, so
Okay.
The only reason I'm not teaching at the moment is because I'm not really, I don't think I have the attention span to grade people. I wouldn't like sit in a room and just red pen people's work. That's not my thing. I'm more of a fixer, so that's the only reason. But I do like the fact that there are things that open up to you when you have a good foundation, when you have knowledge that has depth and breadth of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just my opinion.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, education is, I guess, because you and I grew up in different countries, where we learned all this stuff about like other countries and their history, and obviously, we grew up in a time when you actually read books, compared to nowadays. People just So I think education nowadays, like, it's almost like they're in school to be. I just like, I always wonder, like, how come they don't learn all these things that we know in school nowadays? Like, I talk to some younger people sometimes, and they're like, they don't know these simple stuff that is common knowledge, and like, to us anyway, it's common knowledge because we read books, we know stuff that they don't know about. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I can't think of any examples right now, but there's just some really simple stuff that you think everyone would know. Yeah. So some people say that schools are used to train people to become employees. They don't teach you to think. They don't teach you how to be good and dealing with your money. They don't teach you a lot of things that you need in life, like how to negotiate, for example, or how to how to
do you think, like, so don't you think, like, for example, I don't know how other countries and their education systems are, because I'm telling you, there's so many variations of curricula in this world that it's like insane. But I would say that other parts of the world, I would say the global north, which includes Africa, Asia, Latin America, etc. There is a tendency to provide you with a little bit more. So classes, not just in classes, but if you are religious, for example, you go to Sunday school, you go to different things are given to you, different forms of information is given to you. So you learn these things, and your parents also teach you. By the way, this is the one thing that I don't understand. The reliance of the education system to provide your children with everything they need to go through life is a wrong assumption. The education systems are supposed to provide your children with standard education that comes from like the history, geography, mathematics, etc. Life lessons and how to navigate through the world should come from your parents.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, but imagine So, okay, the parents went through the system, right? And they didn't learn from their parents how to pass it down to the next generation. I think that's the problem, where it's like they are not equipped with all this stuff, and they were like rebellious at that time against their parents. So either they follow what their parents taught them, if the parents were even like functional and helpful. But I think because their previous generation also relied on the school system to teach them everything, and so they don't really know how to pass it on. It's not like there wasn't like a narrative or like a. If you look at history, right, there was like a time when people would have oral traditions. They would pass down traditions and lessons and proverbs and wise sayings to the next generation. Like maybe it's So I think in North America at least, and in some countries, like, the parents don't pass it down because they don't know how. They weren't taught how to do that. There wasn't that tradition anymore. You know what I'm saying?
But this comes back to one concept that I've been thinking about recently, is how certain countries like America or I would say America because that's the best example I can think of, but they're a melting pot of different cultures.
Yes.
and where people are forced to create their own cultures and their own traditions because they have moved away from that center of their community, I would say.
Yes.
And so that could be because of slavery, that could be because of a lot of different things, immigration to different. But at the end of the day, there is not the same community structure that they would have in parts of the world. So, you know that saying, a village raises a child?
Yes.
So it comes back to your concept of if the family units, like, for example, the father, the mother, are not in the picture, and if the child is an orphan or doesn't have the same parental structure that others have, that child is never abandoned. The community would actually support that child to navigate through the world.
Right.
But that does not exist in the Western world because there's an individualistic mindset.
Yes.
And so they have to fend for themselves. They have to find their way. And you know what? Their experience is going to lead them not to be able to provide the same knowledge to their children and their children after that. So it becomes like a bad cycle of misinformation and not actually, you don't have that support system. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the cycle is broken. There is no cycle in that case. Yeah.
I think we spoke about so many things today.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's really cool. Wow. But no, I mean, education is a big, very important thing to me as well. I mean, like, I have latched on to online learning, and that's why my LinkedIn is really long, because I have a whole bunch of certificates I did just to learn different things, and then
you should see my CV. I haven't put my CV in there.
You should. You should do
It's
that.
almost like 7 pages long, and I have so many certifications.
Yeah.
I haven't put anything in there, but I will.
Yeah, you should definitely do that. Like a while back, I created a course because I was learning so much. I wanted to give back, right? So I created a course about LinkedIn, and so it was on Udemy, and basically it was really cool because people had questions about how to make their LinkedIn look better, because if they're looking for work, right, and stuff like that. So it's funny because this is a story where I went, like, a few years ago when I was still looking for work. I went to different companies and headhunters, and they would interview me, but they didn't actually do the homework before they met me. So they would say, okay, give me a second, let me print out your LinkedIn profile. So they started printing my LinkedIn profile, and it kept going and going and going. I'm like, so they're like, how long is your profile? I mean, and this is right after they changed it, because it used to be one long page, and then now they made it so they click on it. So back a long time before, like, it was just one page that you kept scrolling on and on and on, but now it's hidden. So
no, I used to have a lot on my LinkedIn.
Yeah, you should put it back.
I removed a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's not relevant,
I'm
right?
thinking of putting back only the 5-year thing, like what I've done in the last 5 years, because if you think about it, like, there are
no one really looks at
no employer asks you like what you did 20 years ago. They focus on your most recent experience, your most recent, I mean, the certifications and other elements, they're valid because it's in those elements, but when it comes to experience, they focus on your most recent experience.
That's true. Yeah. Like, I don't even update mine anymore as much, unless I'm trying to like tell people about something specific, but it's just funny. But yeah,
you said something about when you reach the 500 connections, then things get a little bit better.
Usually,
that's interesting.
Usually, like, after 500, they don't show you beyond 500. Usually you see people's profile, it says 500 plus connections, right? If you look around, like,
I'm just laughing because my ex-husband had 7,000 connections.
Yeah. And
but he is, I don't know, web and graphic designer. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
probably because of that, you had a lot of, yeah. There's your other IT connection.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, yeah. I mean, because you meet all kinds of people online, especially on LinkedIn. People are more serious. They're not just posting. I mean, back in the day anyway, they weren't just posting random stuff. Um,
No.
yeah, so it's more
Nowadays,
professional.
I feel like there is more random stuff.
Yeah, there is, and I'm actually one of those people who just post random stuff now, because I mean I'm just using it for fun. But yeah, because I try to make it so that every day there's something going on, so I post random stuff. But I should change that
That's
a bit.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I noticed that you're into like marketing and business development stuff, right?
Yeah, I am. But really,
Yeah. So I mean,
no, go ahead. What were you saying?
No. Go. No, I was saying that in that case, then you'll have to post something interesting all the time to keep your clients engaged, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
It's different for my side of the business, to be honest, because we're always, systems people. We're not that we're not that visible. Let's just say we're always working in the background, making sure things are working well and moving forward. New systems implemented and stuff like that. So yeah.
Right. I guess yeah, it is based on the type of work you do, and but also I mean for LinkedIn is in a way it's kind of a social network as well. So you're trying to build a following and try to be top of mind, so people would think of you if they have a job for you, for example. It depends
Yeah.
again what your purpose is for LinkedIn. Is it just to connect with people or to share ideas? It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you do for fun?
Nowadays, not a lot.
Oh, okay. Not much time to.
No. I mean, I am a very eclectic person. I like so many different things. I like
Mm-hmm.
art, so I used to go to galleries. I like theater. I like music concerts.
Okay.
I like very different things. I mean, I like going to Comic-Con. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we talked about that before.
Yeah, so I'm definitely into comics and other things as well. So yeah. How about you?
Well, I just play video games and I test games out now, I guess. And I guess I'm meeting new interesting people and working on business on the side. Yeah. Yeah. Well, whatever.
Do you enjoy testing games?
Do I enjoy playing games?
No, testing them.
Yeah.
Before they're fully.
Yeah,
developed.
like I was playing this game last night about a fish. Yeah, and then it's actually going to be released in 2 days. So I got the full game because the developers gave it to me, and I tried it out, and yeah, just to see if there's anything
Do you
interesting.
post reviews and
Yeah.
stuff on like YouTube and stuff?
Yeah, I posted like whatever I post on Twitch is also on YouTube, and I
Oh, cool.
yeah, so it's all set up together.
I have to find you on YouTube because I don't think I follow you on YouTube.
Yeah.
Look, I'm actually. I stopped using social media about a year ago.
Okay.
Actually, before a year ago. So I kind of stopped using Twitter, Instagram, all of that, including Facebook. I use Facebook Messenger still, but only the Messenger side. But yeah, I stopped social media stuff. I kept my YouTube though, because
Yeah.
entertaining.
Why did you stop everything? Like, is there a reason why? Um,
I just found it to be a very I don't even know how to say it. I didn't find it to be a place of growth for me.
Was it like too many fake people? Not many real people?
I find it to be no. I find it to be very challenging for me as a person
Okay.
because it's. I'm saying this as a Black woman, as an African woman, I mean, it is an environment where you are constantly bombarded by beauty standards, what you should be wearing, what you should be doing, and it creates this. Look, I have this. I don't know if you read but I'm a very moderate person. I live in moderation. I don't want to be bombarded with what I should be. You know,
Yes,
I
yes.
want to be the judge of what I want,
Yep.
and I want to have control over some of the things that I make decisions on. And I don't feel like social media allows you to do that. It makes you kind of look at other people's lives and look at yours and compare all the time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you are seeing people having vacations and you're working long hours, you wish you were doing that. You know, there's like, and everybody is posting something that is a snippet of their lives, and it's only the happy moments that most people post.
Yeah.
So you don't see the full human experience on those social medias. Well, what you're seeing is just the amplified, filtered, the best versions of people, and I don't find it real. I find it to be very fake.
Yeah, that's why I
And
say.
I actually like Twitch and YouTube and other things because a lot of people are very candid on there.
Mhm.
And even if some of them are curating their realities, at least you see a glimpse of humanity in them. Like the real them comes out somehow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say it's kind of fake. There's a lot of fake people on social media now. They want to impress people.
Mhm.
They want to portray something that they're not, and they're not authentic.
Yeah, and it's mostly about clout as well, monetizing your followers and subscribers, and it's
Yeah.
a rat race.
Yeah.
And people stop being genuine because somebody could just be themselves and become very popular all of a sudden,
Mhm.
and then other people will try to take that formula and try to implement it. It doesn't work because what that person did just worked for them, and that's what you see, like people trying to replicate the same thing and trying to get that that level of follower, that level of clout. But it doesn't happen that way.
Because they're not being themselves. Like if they were being themselves, it'd be easy.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But they're trying to copy
Yeah.
someone else, and
Yeah.
people can tell. They can test. They can sense it, right? So,
Of course.
yeah. So obviously they're not doing well. Interesting.
And yeah, so I shut everything off. So
Okay.
I only have my Twitch. Now I have stereo, and I like stereo because it allows you to talk to just random people. I met you on this,
Yeah.
and seriously, this has been a very enjoyable conversation. And I mean, these are the things that you hope for, to have deep, meaningful conversations with people, rather than. And I like the fact that this app doesn't have people's pictures or images or anything. It's
Mhm.
just people having conversations without all of the other aspects. So you focus on, listening to the other person and getting to know the other person. So it's really cool.
Okay, so if you could like suggest something to improve this app, what would you have any suggestions how to improve this app? Like, is it missing something that you want to see?
Oh, one thing, their categorization is a bit lacking, I would say.
Okay.
They have very specific categorizations
Yeah.
or topics, popular topics, and it's not really allowing individuals. So when you try to create one of these shows,
Mm-hmm.
it gives you a specific list of topics that you can select from,
Right.
and sometimes your topic might not fit under the specific topic. So what do you do?
Yeah, like I chose leisure because I couldn't find anything else. For example.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's
So something they could change would be that. Yeah.
Interesting.
But I also love the fact that they're available on Android and also on iPhones. So
Why would that?
they're available.
What would,
Because, for example, Clubhouse is only available on Apple devices,
oh. Okay.
and it's the same format. It's
Mhm.
the same format, but it's only available on Apple devices.
I thought it was a web app.
No, it's not. It's not.
So, okay, because I'm on Android, so I guess I can't really access
Yeah,
that.
I'm on Android too.
So, how do you have Clubhouse or no?
What do you mean?
You said that you're talking about Clubhouse. Do you have Clubhouse?
No, I don't.
Okay, because you can't, because there's no app for it.
I did. Yeah.
Hmm.
I tried to look into it, but then
Oh, okay.
it didn't work out.
Hmm.
But then I found this app last week, and I was like, hey, this is interesting. And I like it. It's really cool.
It is. I've met some interesting people already on this app.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, do you have any other questions for me?
So
Seems like, yeah.
No, I think we can spare some other conversation topics for another time.
Okay.
I mean, we've been speaking for about, I think, over 2 hours now, or about
Really?
that.
Wow, let me check. Time just flies sometimes.
Yeah, about 2 hours, yeah. Yeah, but this was a really great conversation, and I hope we'll continue to. I mean, we have so many topics we can talk about, and you can pick the next topic, and we can have a discourse about that.
Yeah, sure. Do you have to go soon?
No, I don't actually.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay, just checking. Yeah, do you have anything else you want to talk about? Any topics? Yeah, we can
I'm
talk
actually
about
on your YouTube right now and checking out what you've been posting. What is
Oh.
this other game that you were playing
It's called,
yesterday?
It's called Pronti. Pronti.
Okay.
It's a fish game. Let me find it. Let me go to my YouTube. I have a few tabs open. Right. Let's see. This one. So it is.
I noticed you're also. Yeah, go on.
I'm not sure if it's here. How come I don't see it on my thing? I need to refresh my page.
Are you live now on
Yeah,
YouTube as well?
yeah. I'm just in the background. I'm not really
Oh,
playing.
that's so cool.
Yeah. No, I am paying attention to you. I'm not really playing. But there's this guy who's talking to me, so I'm trying to interact with him. Yeah, I was hoping that people will ask you questions or ask questions, but no one really is asking any questions. Let's see, shareable link. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll send you the link on Discord.
So I'm going to ask you a question actually. No,
Okay.
I've subscribed to you now on YouTube.
Oh, thanks.
I'm just wondering, like.
Mhm.
No, I'm just looking at your posts. This is cool. So
Wait, what? I think I sent the wrong link.
I would
Yeah.
probably love to play this game. It looks very cute.
Oh, the fish
Looks like a
game?
very cute game.
Yeah, it does.
Uh huh.
Yeah, it's a cute game. Like, so I was telling people that you can only download the demo right now on Steam because they don't have it out yet, but it should be out in 2 days. So
Okay,
it's
cool.
it's a very cool game, but it's I
I
played it
should
on.
definitely get on the PC gaming life. But I can get Steam, right? On
Yeah,
my
yeah,
Xbox,
you can.
probably.
Yeah, you can get it. So so yeah, like I think this would be a really good game for like if you have a console, for example, if you have a like a
Mm.
yeah, because on the keyboard it's very taxing on your fingers. So I got really tired.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't like about PC gaming, because you have all these keys that you have to remember. You have to use your mouse. It's like, yeah, just get me a simple game, controller, and then I'm done.
Exactly.
That's the appeal of playing with Xbox or PS. I think that's the main appeal.
Yeah, I mean if you have depending on if you have a game that requires a lot of input, different controls, different buttons,
Yeah.
then that makes sense for a computer. But otherwise, a controller would
Yeah.
be just fine. Yeah. I think eventually I need to go back to
I
play.
noticed that you
yeah.
meant. Yeah, go. I'm
No, no,
like
no,
looking at you trying to buy something.
No. I'm saying I should go back to like playing on the console or something, because like some
Oh.
games, because I'm mostly all these games are all on the computer, and I enjoy console games more. Eventually, I'll go back to that. Right now, it's all computer games. That's what I wanted to say. So yeah, what were you saying before?
I noticed that you got religion and faith on all of your bios, and including on your YouTube as well. So you didn't tell me about your religion.
Oh, I'm a Christian.
Okay. Which kind of Christian? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, this. Yeah, I guess there's many different types. I guess I'm just a Bible believing kind. I guess evangelical. I mean, I've dabbled on various different.
I call
forms.
myself
Okay.
a non-institutional Christian.
Okay.
I was born into an Orthodox Christian family. I was baptized in the Orthodox Christianity, but I was I think I was 13 when I decided I'm not into organized religion.
Okay.
But I loved Christianity, and I do believe in God. So So I understand when you say like I'm a Christian. End of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of like that too. I don't really go to church in the traditional sense, especially now. But even before this whole COVID pandemic thing, I would do my own. I would have Christian friends. We would do like Bible studies and group studies together. So it's like like non-institutionalized.
Yep.
Um.
Isn't it interesting though that we come from such different backgrounds, we live in such different places in the world, but then we have such similarities. It's interesting.
Yeah. I think. How do I say this? I think essentially we're all basically the same. It's just that the cultures, our environment, the upbringing are different. Like there are variations, but ultimately we're all born, and then we all die, and in between we all live in this world, right? And so there are a lot of common threads. There are a lot of common threads and common ground. But at the base, there's a common denominator. Oh,
I agree.
okay.
There are what we call universal truths,
Yes.
the commonalities that every human being has. I mean, like if you forget our skin color, all of us internally look the same, don't we?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, in the dark, and when there's no light, we all look the same. So,
No, that's a joke.
But it's true. It's like everyone looks the same in the dark, right? So
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah.
stealth knife. Well. I see you. Yeah, I see you.
So talk me through this.
Talk you through the what?
Yeah, talk me through this though. What is happening? Like,
The game?
what are
or-
you buying?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, this? Oh, the game. Okay.
So
Okay, I'll play it a bit, I guess. So yeah, this is basically I'm the store owner. I'm the guy with the feather in the hat, and basically people come in and they want to
okay.
buy stuff. So this is my store, and so people like I can do small talk, and then it gives me energy. Sometimes, like in this case, it just got me. Just a lag, so you'll see this soon. And then I can sell it. I can give them a discount. I can surcharge them, which means they pay me more for a surcharge. It's like a tax or discount, and then you get energy for that depending on what you do. So basically, usually I talk to everyone, and I either get rejected or success. So you get points for that, and then I surcharge people so that I make money for this game.
yeah.
And if I don't have it in stock, then I can make it, or I buy it from like the market, I guess. And then
It looks like a medieval store with like
Yeah.
magic, amulets, and stuff like that.
yeah, but basically the whole game is you just
Oh, she's so cute.
yeah, she is. But basically the whole game is you're just in a store, you're just selling stuff, and actually no, you do hire people to go fight in I'll show you that
When you
next.
hire her, she's cute. She's gonna get you a lot
Yeah,
of
she's
stuff.
dancing around. Yeah, that's a cute. It's a cute game to play when you're just like something to play in the background. Like it doesn't take too much. Doesn't take too much brain power.
Oh, yeah. I prefer these kind of games when I'm like having a lazy Sunday, you know,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Let's see. So okay, let me go to the city and show you this. So this is city. This is like a village, city, and these are all the different people you can hire or they work with you or for you. And so right now there are 3 battles at the bottom. There's a mushroom, the place where I get mushrooms, and then acorns, and then there's another place for wood, I think. So I'll just show you the battles. So you hire mercenaries to go fight, and they go to like the woods or various quests, and they bring you back like stuff that they get, I guess, mushrooms, armor, and whatnot. So basically, you fight goblins.
So, are you playing with other people, or
No,
is this you?
it's just me. But there is a guild.
Okay.
But
Because I noticed that there are. Oh, okay.
no,
So
yeah, it's
it
just me.
takes level 4 on everything.
Level 4. No, those are characters that you hire, like the mercenaries.
Ah, okay. That's what I want.
And then now there's some level 7 and yeah, and then they level up as they fight more. So these are the different quests. So there's fight the boss, and then you can explore different areas and get what you need. So these are like common items that you need in order to create like armor or swords or potions or what have you. So these are like raw
You know what
materials.
this reminds me of?
No, what?
There's this comic,
Uh-huh.
actually anime, sorry, not
Okay.
comic, anime, called Sword Arts Online.
Uh-huh.
And it's like you have boss fights, and you need to actually get different people who have different levels to fight with you,
Yeah.
and it seems like that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like those RPG. It's like
RPG games. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was really into Final Fantasy for a while
I
when I
think
was younger.
it was. Oh yeah, really?
Yeah,
I
long
love
time
Final
ago. Yeah,
Fantasy.
but then it got too long. Like there's so much. It takes such a long time to play, and then the stories eventually I lost interest in them. But yeah, growing up, that's something I would play a lot.
cool.
Yep. So, any
I don't
questions?
know. Like
Yeah.
I actually want to participate in like a MMORPG
Oh,
game
yeah.
one day. Like that would be. Wouldn't that be awesome? Like if everybody could be just in one place and do, I don't know, combat or some sort of quest type of thing
Yeah.
with a lot of
Yeah.
people where you. Yeah, I know people do it as a. But I'm not talking about the people who are professionally doing it,
Yeah,
but just
yeah.
amateurs doing it.
Yeah.
It would,
Well, there are lots
because
of those.
the amateurs, it's not about money. It would just be
No.
about
Just fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just fun.
Yeah, no. There are lots of games like that actually online. There's like I mean the multiplayer games with people who are into Star Trek or people who are into Lord of the Rings. They have those now. Yeah, and
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, so I know that those take a lot of time. Like, cause if you don't know them from before, you get to know them, and then it just takes a long time to play those games. I don't really have the patience to play those games.
Yeah, I mean they're mostly quests, and it's like remember Dungeons and Dragons. It's like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It takes you ages, but then you develop a community within the game. So yeah, it becomes a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that a lot of people nowadays are playing Elder Scrolls.
Yeah,
As you said, Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, also those games you need to know all the stats as well. So that takes a lot of time and energy to research
Oh yeah,
everything.
you have to actually develop your skills. So if you're starting from scratch,
Yeah.
that's what I meant. Like with everybody starting from the same
okay.
page,
Yeah, okay.
it would be actually because if you have people like imagine this scenario where a game is dropped and everybody has to register beforehand.
Yes.
So when it drops, then everybody starts at the same level.
Yes.
And then everybody plays together, and that would kind of give you an even playing field. Now, if I decide, for example, I want to be part of World of Warcraft and I want to start from scratch, it's going to take me ages to beat people who've been playing it for a very long time.
Right.
Or even get to their level, or even play with them.
Yeah.
It would be, it would be a feat, and that might not be that accessible.
Exactly, and then like those are also like subscription based, so you have to subscribe and you have to so it's a whole different level of commitment. I mean,
it's like subscribing to Netflix for life.
yeah.
And then you're invested in it because this is the thing with games. I feel like once you've reached a certain XP and you have sort of earned all of these accolades and achievements, it's so hard for you to stop subscribing because you've done so much work that you're going to continue until that game or the platform no longer exists. You're going to continue to develop and continue to play, and so it's like they rope you in and then you stay. You can't get out.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's brilliant. But that's why I say like that's what I'm saying. It's not about the money. It's about like the commitment where you are like devoting years. And actually, there's some people who actually meet online on those games and they get married. Like it's it's a thing. Yeah.
But I had a friend who actually created a whole cosplay based on Warcraft.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, so he has a group of people that they used to go to the park dressed up.
Oh, okay.
So, hey.
Wow.
And they all met online. So can you imagine?
Yeah. That'd be interesting. But now, I guess, with social distancing, it's going to be difficult.
Don't remind me. No more Comic-Con? No. No more cosplay.
Yeah. Uh, hopefully hopefully this thing disappears, because like with SARS disappeared after a few months, but this thing is just going on
Yeah,
and on
yeah.
and on. And like, I think, I don't want to get into the conspiracies, but people are saying that, like, if you look at all the news of people dying, it's all about this. You don't hear people dying of other diseases anymore. It's all about COVID. They're all dying from this one,
Yeah.
thing. I'm
But
like,
the weirdest thing is, yeah, because people are not, they're staying home and dying at home because they're not going to the hospital.
no, but no,
And home deaths are counted differently than when you're at the hospital.
no, but even in the
The
hospital, like,
statistics are different.
yeah, even in the hospital, they classify almost everything under COVID now. They don't say that this person died
Yeah,
from
because you
cancer.
go in with a heart attack and
Yeah.
you die from COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you-
Doesn't make sense. So that's why the numbers
you
are so
got the
high.
COVID while you were in the hospital. Isn't
Yeah.
that funny? Though?
Oh,
It's not funny. I mean, I'm
I
being
know, I know.
morbid, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's yeah. Oh. Oh. Anyway, let's see. So,
Yeah. Honestly, it is a sad time to.
It is, it is.
But how people are. If you look at the statistics, there's
Mm-hmm.
so many potholes. By the way, it doesn't make sense sometimes.
there's so many
Like, okay,
holes,
so
loopholes.
yeah, so
Okay.
loopholes, potholes, gaps. So if you go to this thing called the Worldometer,
Okay.
I don't know if I can send it to you. And look at the statistics
Mhm.
on COVID on there. You will notice that there are some parts of data that are not available.
Uh-huh.
And this is one of the biggest databases in the world, by the way.
Okay, let me check.
It's called worldometers.info.
Let me check. Did you send it to me?
I don't know where to send it to you.
Oh, just send
I
it
have
on
so many tabs
Discord.
open.
Yeah, me too. Just send it on Discord. Buildings as well.
So what is it like today?
What is it like? You mean outside? The weather?
Yeah.
The weather's
I don't know. What's the weather like in
weather's,
your house?
weather in my house is always the same. Yeah, outside is snowed recently, and then it's been but it's been warmer, so the snow and ice has been melting. Yeah, like, we're having a lockdown, so we can't really go out unless you're going out for work or for food or groceries. Yeah, you can't really just go out to socialize. The malls are closed and everything is really, really, yeah, it's been a long time. I think it's going to be lifted on the 22nd, I heard. So, like, one or
Oh,
2
that's
weeks.
good.
Yeah, but then again, like,
That's good.
but they're gonna play by ear, so
Go on.
yeah, we'll see if it really gets, like, lifted. They might just extend it.
Yeah, it's the same thing here as well. I mean, we've been. Yeah, they haven't given us a definitive date when this would happen, so we're waiting.
Also, I think the strain over there in UK is different, right? Like, it's
Have you read the recent news about they've put a travel
ban.
so if
Oh, okay.
you don't declare
Uh-huh.
so if you don't declare what country you came from when you are passing through customs in the airport,
Yeah.
they will fine you, and if you actually lie, let's say there are 22 countries listed as which are not allowed to come into the country, right? So if you are in those red listed countries and you lie that you are not from one of those red listed countries,
Mm-hmm.
they will fine you either £10,000
Wow.
or 10 years in jail.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, it's insane.
Oh.
I can't believe people would do that though, you know? Like,
Why wouldn't they declare? I mean, like, are they afraid of getting sent back?
no, sent back or, you know, you have to quarantine for 10 days, etc.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so they were saying that if you don't declare, then you'll be fined.
Okay.
I'll actually find the article and read it to you.
Interesting, because I mean, I had a friend who went back to his home country for the Christmas time, right? And basically, he went back. He had to. That's Ben. He had 2 weeks of quarantine. So he spent a whole month in quarantine. Like, I mean, he went back and
Not
then
moving anywhere.
yeah, he spent 2 weeks in quarantine. I mean, yeah, 2 weeks, and then he came back to another country, and then he spent another 2 weeks in quarantine. So it was like 1 month of quarantine for nothing over Christmas. So
Okay, so
level
this was 10 hours ago. I'm actually gonna read it to you.
Emerald.
Okay, so it says, under new measures due to come into force from Monday, UK and Irish residents arriving in England from 33, now it's 33, not 22,
Okay.
33
Mm-hmm.
countries, red list countries, will have to pay up to 1,750 to quarantine for 10 days in government-managed hotel rooms.
Hotel rooms. Are they serious?
Listen, but
Yeah.
you pay £1,700 to quarantine for 10 days if you come from those 33 red listed countries. Isn't this like a money-making machine at the moment? This is weird.
Yeah.
And then as part of the enforcement of the new action, anyone who tries to complain they have been in the red list country,
Mm-hmm.
in a red list country, in the 10 days before their arrival will face a prison sentence of up to 10 years, a penalty which has caused concern among the MPs and former judges.
Yeah.
So you either pay £1,750 and quarantine in a government-managed hotel,
Yeah.
or you go to jail for 10 years.
And that's not a hotel. Yeah.
I love it. It's hilarious.
It's a money grab.
It's getting ridiculous.
It is.
I know. It makes no sense.
Like, who really benefits on
Like,
this whole
who can
thing?
afford? Like, honestly, who can afford to pay £1,750 to quarantine at a hotel for 10 days? No, I'm saying, yes,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
are people who can afford it,
Yeah.
but not everybody is in that bracket of people who can afford to do that,
Yeah, exactly.
you know?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Oh man.
And they're also, the fact is they're implementing it on their own residents, so it's us. Everybody who's a
Oh.
resident in the UK or Irish residents arriving in England
Oh.
from
Okay.
33 red listed countries.
But you have
Okay.
but if you have your own home, right? You have a
But
place.
not everybody else.
Yeah.
No, but what if you're coming from, let's say you're coming from Canada to
Yeah.
England,
Yeah.
but you're coming from the 33 red listed countries,
Yes.
you don't have to pay, and you are not going to be put in jail if you lie about it. If you
So-
lie that you didn't come from those red lists.
So it's only
doesn't
for
make sense.
residents. It's only for the residents.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense. Like, they should be protecting their people.
I know.
They shouldn't be like enforcing this kind of stuff on their citizens. I don't.
This is strange.
This is yeah.
Because they have specifically said UK and Irish residents arriving in England.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So,
Hmm.
Okay, so their reasoning is that explained how the fresh restrictions are being introduced due to the government's concerns about new corona variants being imported or becoming more widespread in the UK. But it's not just the UK and Irish residents that are arriving that are bringing it. So
Right.
how does that work? I don't understand these rules anymore. You know?
No.
It just makes no sense.
It does. It does. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. I mean, because I'm really close to US, I'm been looking a lot looking at the news a lot, and it doesn't make sense at all. Like what's going on in the States is very, very confusing as well. Um, yeah. So I don't know. Politics is getting more and more confusing, but it's more and more important to know what's going on as well. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's that's another paradox. The whole world is paradoxes.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like policymakers are just throwing everything in the kitchen sink at it and
Yeah.
just see what lands.
Yes,
It
exactly.
doesn't. There is no logic behind the decisions being made, and it's like we're guinea pigs. They're experimenting on us. Like, let's decide this today and see how they fare. If they fare, well, then we're fine. If things go bad, then okay, we'll blame it on somebody, or
Yeah.
we'll just say, oh, we made the wrong estimations. Now we are going to do this instead, and it's like a consistently crazy. I don't want to say the F word, but it's
Yeah.
a fuckery at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
Complete chaos.
That's what I say. Like people are saying, "Oh, you should not wear mask." Then you should wear mask, and then no, you don't need to wear mask. Like, and then you need. I
Oh
don't
my,
know.
you have no idea.
Yeah.
The whole of Europe had started wearing masks,
Yeah,
but then England did not. Not saying that there is no proof that it's going to prevent anything,
yeah,
and that was their stand for a long time.
yeah.
And then after it was too late, then the decisions were like, oh yeah, now you have to wear masks.
But they should make up their mind. Like you said, they're just experimenting on you. They're not. They don't really know the facts and details and the what to do, how to effectively stop this thing, this pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then countries are blaming each other. Like China blames US, US blames China. So yeah,
The
like
world blames each other.
yeah, it's like where does this come from? And I'm like,
But
oh
I
man.
have a question though.
Yeah.
Like this is a question that I've been.
Okay.
I understand that we have a lot of variants. I understand that there are a lot of issues here that are different from other places. But
Uh-huh.
China is now moved forward. They have contained the situation. They're having a normal life right now.
No,
If
I
you
don't.
see any
no,
videos, any.
I don't
Yeah,
think. I don't think
I
so.
mean, that,
I think it is. I think it's propaganda. Is fake. I don't really believe it because
Really?
they lie about a lot of things. Yeah, like they say the economy is good. It's actually not good. Like they were on the brink of collapse. From what I'm hearing from people that I know. So yeah, they're just lying to the whole world. There's lots of yeah, like I say, it's they
okay, how about New Zealand?
yeah.
How about New Zealand, when they actually declared that they were COVID free like a month
Yeah.
ago or something? I
That-
don't think they're still.
That
Oh,
I
yeah.
that I might believe. Yeah, I mean they did a good job in containing it.
No, but that's what I mean. New Zealand is an island just as much as England is. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, the United Kingdom,
Yeah,
actually. But, it's just absolutely messy here.
well, I think
You don't have to say anything. It's okay.
okay. Yeah, this is a tough one. You're putting me on the spot. I don't know. I mean, it's very interesting. From what I know, they were like Australia was cutting ties with China. Like, I think the energy and a lot of things they were buying from China, but they cut it off, and so they had restriction bans, and they were very very tough on making sure that nothing comes in to the country from other countries, and so I think effectively they contained it in that country, but like in UK it's very hard to do that because there's all kinds of people, like, and when they were now we have Brexit, but before that lots of people were coming in and out of the country, and it was very hard to contain it that way. Like I heard about how, like, for example, South Korea did it, right? They actually they actually contained it as well, but they used technology. So they basically tracked everyone using their phones. So a lot of privacy concerns there, but basically they were able to like figure out where the outbreaks were, and then who was there at the time, so they could like basically
I have a random one for you, but isn't that better though? Like if they do the tracking, the tracing. Look, we are all surveilled, have phones. We all, this is not something new. The fact that people are being more aware of the fact that they're being surveilled is something else. But being tracked and traced is not a problem. Like the amount of surveillance being done on individuals has increased since I think 2011.
Yeah.
And it's continuously increased every time there's a disaster, a terrorist attack, or there's some major issue that happens in the world. Surveillance and security is tightened and enhanced, right? So saying that, I don't mind being tracked and traced if it means that I can get out of my house.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, but then in that case you're kind of
there are sacrifices that we need to make to get out of the situation. I think we should just do it and get it over with, rather than like tiptoeing around what needs to be done. So I don't disagree with what South Korea has done. I mean, they tracked, they traced, they made sure everybody who was in contact with other people was aware of who they were in contact with, and if they were susceptible to the virus, then they would seek help, or quarantine, and that's it.
But in that case you're kind of giving up your privacy, and some people don't want to do that. They want to maintain the illusion of privacy that they have, right? And then again, like how do you know they're going to have integrity and keep your data safe and delete it? Sometimes, like in South Korea, they say they're going to delete it after a certain amount of time, and so the people trust them, but it is basically like a doorway or loophole to let people, like let the government and other like authorities to intercept and survey you basically. I know there's a lot of ethical issues with that. Because when you say,
I know there are a lot of third party. As we were talking about this earlier as well, like the fact that our data is being sold to third party companies or others is not something new. We signed that off literally. I'm saying at various levels or at varying. I don't know how to put it, but in any case, there are levels to it, and it is happening. It is already happening.
Yeah.
But are we going to allow this to be an issue rather than just do it and get this thing over with?
Well, that's what they want you to do. They want you to give up your rights.
I know.
So if you're willing to do that, then
I just wanted to know what you were gonna say.
it's a very tricky thing. I mean, like.
No, because this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
You have. Again, it's about those options.
Yes.
The ones we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
When you are faced with either you stay home and you stay in this situation for another 4 years, 5 years,
Yeah.
or would you allow us to do this and you will be out and free and about? The same with the vaccine. If you have that a document or an app saying that you've been vaccinated,
Yeah.
you can travel the world or you can't. So
Right.
it becomes like you're gonna be forced into those options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, you don't really have a choice. They're just cornering
Yeah,
you.
what
They're just
choice?
like, yeah, just trying to. It's like a checkmate. It's like a checkmate move.
I actually feel like there is something that I believe in, and I have faith in human will and our willpower to kind of push and push, and we are being pushed and pushed to break that will,
Yeah.
you know, because there is a resistance in us. There is always that feeling of, why is this happening? We question things.
Right.
As human beings, we question.
Yeah.
So if I was trying to break that will, I will do what is happening now exactly the way it's happening now, because
Yes.
it's forcing you to make choices because you don't have, your will is being broken basically
Yeah. Yeah.
to make those choices.
Yeah. Exactly.
And regardless of how you fight it, regardless of how you know, of your beliefs and how resilient you want to be, at the end of the day, you're going to be presented with the red and the blue pill, and you have to pick one. That's going to happen. You
Yeah.
have to pick one.
Yeah. Did you just quote Matrix?
And yeah,
Okay. I love it.
I'm just saying, it's like you have the options. These are your only options, and
Yeah.
that's it. Go and and so you want to go out of the matrix. You want to actually go out and live your life like you used to. Well, here's it. But you have to do this for it. Are you willing to take that sacrifice?
Well,
And
yeah.
we're gonna say yes. We're gonna say yes.
Yeah.
Regardless, trust me, like it's gonna happen, and everybody else that is not saying yes is gonna be an outlier, and those outliers are. It's gonna take time, but they will come around, or I don't know what will happen to them, but
They will fight and they will revolt. And they'll rise up against the power. They will go live in Zion.
I love that. That's absolutely cool.
Yeah, I have lots of movie references. But yeah, I mean, they
Yeah.
could be just like Cypher and just want to go back and, you know, into the Matrix, and I don't know. I mean, oh man.
But remember on the Matrix that there were people who were happy just being in the Matrix?
Yeah. Like Cypher. Cypher wants to go back into the Matrix. He doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes, I remember. Because
Yeah.
it was more beneficial for him to be in the Matrix.
Yeah, he'd rather live in that, you know, illusion, that world.
He actually sold Neo and the others out to
Yeah,
go back,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But I think that's how it is. Some people just prefer to not, you know, yeah, they just enjoy.
But this is a question I have.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go on.
No, I finished my point. I'm just saying that people enjoy living under that kind of, yeah.
Because it's easier.
Yeah, it's easier.
There's something about being in your comfort zone, not having to make the decisions yourself.
Right.
I think we have become very lazy when it comes to that.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't apply to everyone. It's not. I'm not saying that this is how everyone is, but the more and more we are living in a comfortable situation, especially here in the Western world, there is less fight in you. There is
Yes.
less need to be, you know, to fight things.
Yes.
And because you prefer that you get your Amazon delivery of
Yeah.
the same day. You prefer to have your internet working 24/7. You prefer to have all of the comforts of life, and so you don't want that to be taken away from you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like it's all about comfort. I mean,
Yeah. yeah.
I'm not sure how much you know about the thing that happened in Hong Kong like before COVID happened. There was a big
Yeah,
protest.
I remember.
Yeah.
That was a big thing.
So, a lot of people in Hong Kong. I have family there as well. A lot of people in Hong Kong, they were comfortable and they don't really care about all the stuff that's happening in politics, right? They just live their life. They just go to work.
Yeah.
They were just comfortable. And even now, there's some people who are comfortable, and they don't go protesting. They don't fight for their rights because to them, it doesn't really matter. As long as they have the TV, they have the internet, they have what they need, they have food, they have friends, then that's all they care about. But there's a lot more
Yeah.
than that. That's why people came out to protest, and it's not really a protest. It's more like a march of protest. It wasn't violent. It wasn't like other countries that are very violent when they protest. So there was a very
Oh
peaceful.
yeah, trust me, I know.
Yeah.
Because I come from a country which is torn now because of ethnicity,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of things happening. But again, there are others who are also sitting comfortably in the capital city doing nothing about it because it's not affecting them directly.
Right.
But again, the question I had earlier for you was actually,
Yeah.
I have never seen in my lifetime,
Mhm.
or even in my parents' lifetime, where riots or protests or any acts of picking up a paper and saying we demand this, changing things in reality. Okay?
Huh.
I'm saying this because when I was in uni, there were two
Uh-huh.
protests, big protests,
Uh-huh.
that led to the unis being closed for a whole year.
Oh wow. 1 year.
Okay?
Mhm. Okay.
1 year. And
Yeah.
we took most of the courses online and stuff at that time.
Interesting.
But it happened because there was a lot of ethnic tension that happened, and it escalated, and the federal government had to come in and just basically stop the protests from happening.
Mhm.
But what I'm saying is, that happened, I think I was freshman the first time.
Yeah.
I was a third year student when it happened the second time.
Okay.
Both times it was the same issue. Both times it was the same kind of action that was taken, and then it died down. And there was no actual systematic change or no visible political or socioeconomic change that happened because of those protests.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. So.
Everything continued as if it didn't happen. So these type of things happen occasionally in my country. Like, they happen on a yearly basis sometimes. Sometimes it takes them 5 years, and then there's another protest that happens. And then the protests kind of evolve, and it becomes like a riot because people who are, impoverished and they don't have, they go out and use that protest to actually go rob people and rob stores, etc. It kind of devolves into this chaotic situation. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I've never seen people with banners and protesting or saying things should change actually affecting change. So is it worth doing it is a question. Are there better ways? Because look at, from a historical point of view, look at how other cultures, I would say, I'm going to refer to white or other cultures that don't have to do that. Okay? They don't necessarily have to do that. They lobby. They have money. They have ways to politically or socioeconomically influence things rather than standing on outside with a sign saying we want change. You know what I mean? They they have ways to make those changes happen without doing those things. Or, yeah.
Yeah, if you have a lobby, obviously you have the power, political power and clout behind you to do that. But most people who are protesting, they are the common people, like the regular folks, the grassroots organizations.
Yeah.
So they don't have the power to change to change policy.
Yeah, but I'm saying that it's not working.
It's not working because they have no. Okay, and also I think with universities, right? People graduate, they move on. So the people who
Yeah,
are
but
yeah. Go on.
take the example of the Black Lives Matter protest.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a trend. I'm sorry to say this. As
Okay.
a black person, it hurts me to say this.
Yes.
It happened, and then now all the conversations have kind of died down. But it doesn't mean that people are still not being affected by it. And again, civil liberties of black people has always been an issue. People have marched, have protested, people have died because of these causes. And because of the impact that those protests had were only felt at certain points in time, that the systematic change hasn't followed through.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
So, with regarding specifically the say Black Lives Matters, like their organization seems like there's a lot of political ties. Like I think they even tweeted on Twitter, like, were they being used by the Democratic Party to incite violence and other stuff. Like, it was a political move. Like, that whole movement, even though it's not supposed to be, like the founders and all the stuff, like they have socialist backgrounds and they were trained in that kind of ideologies. So I think, like, that organization, you got to be wary about them, because the agenda wasn't really for Black lives as much.
Yeah.
I think they were
Yeah,
really mixed.
I'm just thinking that it doesn't. A lot of people get hurt during these protests. A lot of things
Yes.
happen, but I've not seen any actual tangible, systematic changes happening in politics, in the socio-economic situation of these people. It's just, I mean, what is happening in Hong Kong now? Has it changed? There were so many people who lost their lives.
Yeah,
But
and people are still losing their
has it-
lives. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hong Kong is a very different. Hong Kong is a very different story, though. It's because they were under the British colony rule, and then they were given back to the original country, China, and China was supposed to keep them, like, let them continue living their ways for 50 years, but now China's taking them back and changing all the laws and rules and everything. That's why there's a big protest and march about this. So what happening is that the government is quashing those people. Like, they were imprisoning them, killing people. Some people disappeared suddenly for no reason. The family doesn't know where they are. Like, there's lots of stuff going on. So I think the movement did do something. A lot of people are waking up and realizing that this is the reality and they have to leave the country. People are leaving Hong Kong, and now the government is, like, not letting them leave. They're, like, giving excuses and just giving them, like, a reason to stay, like arresting them, what's the other word I was thinking of? Anyway, it's a different political climate, because they are actually a socialist. No, sorry, they're actually a communist country. So it's different than other countries that have laws, that have a constitution, for example. So in China, like, whatever they say goes.
Yeah.
So that's the rub, I guess.
This is a very difficult conversation, to be honest.
It is. We can change if you don't want to.
There are no answers. No.
Yeah.
There are no answers that would, because we're seeing it, and there is little to nothing that we can do about it because, politicians and wealthy people have the power in this regard. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the only solution is something that I think the only solution is God has to do something. Because we're just messing up the whole world. Like the world's so messed up because of people. They want power, they want control, they want all this stuff that so it's
maybe
like
God did already. I mean,
maybe
Corona is one of the things. Who knows?
well, I I don't know if I'll put that in God's
I'm just kidding.
I know.
That character is very pretty. She
Yeah,
looks very African.
yeah, she is. She's a herbalist. She does the herbs and let's see. Oh, okay.
Why did they have to make the black girl a herbalist?
I don't know.
Are we closer to nature?
Maybe like this other girl. She works at Heaven. The girls are all pretty. Like they're all very pretty.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're very pretty.
Yeah.
Where is she? Could you show her again?
She's from the Heaven.
Oh no.
I know it's a stereotype. It's oh man, but yeah.
Oh.
And then this other one is very cool. This one is like a
But you know what? I watch a lot of anime, so trust me, I know the stereotypes.
yeah. That's actually
You
one.
watch anime at all?
I used to like but I never really got to I never really got too deep into it because because of the language, I guess. Japanese and everything's like I've always read the subtitles for everything, and storyline
Yeah,
is
but that is if you're watching it on like Funimation or Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
But I mean, Netflix has a lot of shows now.
yeah, that's true. But then all the English dubs are all very I don't know. The voices the voiceovers are so because if you hear the original versus the voiceovers, the dubs, right, it's so different.
Oh, but no, trust me, the ones on Netflix are good. They're
okay.
really properly dubbed.
I'll
They're
check.
not that. Because I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There are some that sound really horrible because they just don't sound like it's coming out of the animated character, and you're like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would recommend if you go to Netflix to watch Blue Exorcist because it reminded me of this character on that. She is amazing, but she's the most skimpily clad anime character ever. Like, I'm gonna send you her image. Yeah, but she is a fierce fighter. She's amazing. But yeah, you just reminded me that there are some anime characters that are just, I don't know why they do that.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. Apparently, this is guy telling me on chat that he's also watching, and he's saying that the black girl she's not the herbalist.
Oh.
The other this girl, she works in the garden and she's a herbalist, so I need to upgrade her as well.
Oh, she's cute as well.
Yeah,
with the
she's
pink
cute.
hair.
Yeah, and the watering can. So interesting. Yeah. Yeah. My bad. Okay, so yeah, people are nice. They come and help you. Like I'm always in these games, and it's nice that people just come and give you tips. Okay, so where was
I
I?
just sent you.
Oh.
Yeah, her name is Shigura. And
Oh,
yeah.
She looks like a tomboy. Huh.
She does, but she's not dressed like one, so
Oh, okay.
isn't that funny?
Okay, okay. Yeah, she's interesting. Okay, I'll check it out.
Okay.
Blue Exodus. Okay, I'll check it out on next time I see it. Next time I'm on Netflix, I'll check it out. So
Yeah,
is
and also Full Metal Alchemist,
yeah, I've seen that
Death
one.
Note, Parasite.
Yeah. No, I
Because
know.
I actually prefer anime that has a storyline more so than just fighting scenes.
Okay.
I mean, if you like fighting scenes, you can watch, I don't know, JoJo, which I say the second season is much better than first one. Naruto. There's so many. There's so many that you can watch. But yeah,
Yeah,
check them out. And like if you actually went into my Netflix, it's literally only anime at the moment.
okay.
And I realized this when I went to another friend's house. It was a while ago, but then we logged into their Netflix, and I was like, "Damn, I never seen all of these shows because it doesn't come on my recommended at all."
Yeah. Yeah, it's all the algorithm. They recommend stuff that they think that you watch, and based on your previous watching history.
You know what though? I found very funny. My YouTube. I don't follow any I don't know, comic or anime related channels, but I constantly get Funimation and other ads
Yeah.
from YouTube, which is I'm like, okay,
No, it's all cookies. They all know you. Yeah, it's your
they all
fingerprint.
know me.
Yeah, they all know you. It's all the fingerprints. Yeah.
They're doing well with that.
Yeah, it's actually some people get really freaked out because they don't know what's behind it, right? They don't know the recommendation
I don't
engines.
care, to be
Yeah, I know you don't care. I'm just saying that people who don't know and they care, they're like freaking out. It's like, wow, how did they know I like this or that? Like, why is this following me all over the internet? Why do they keep seeing ads for this?
Look, the freakiest ones are usually when you think about something like, oh, maybe I should buy this, and you don't even vocalize it, and then you open your phone and it's being advertised to you.
Yeah, yeah. I think that eventually it's gonna be like that. Like, have you ever seen Minority Reports?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you think about something and it's all preconditioned. So it's like it's not even you did not even think about it. It's actually precognition. That is the next level. That's gonna be scary. So like that's the movie of the movie starring Tom Hanks. Not Tom Hanks. Tom Cruise. Yeah, he was in that movie. So basically, like you get arrested for things you haven't even done, like crimes you haven't even committed.
Well, yeah, I remember they actually went and prevented the crime and then put the people who were thinking about it in jail. So
Yeah,
it
exactly.
didn't even have a negative thought at all.
Right, yeah. So they prevented the crime, but they arrested people who did not even commit it because
Yeah, exactly.
they just thought about it. For example, yeah. So
Yeah,
that
I remember Tom Cruise's character ended up being chased because they thought that he was going to commit a crime.
Yeah. Exactly.
But then remember how the people who were running the whole thing were actually manipulating the system?
Yes, that's right. Also, because it's not exact science. It's not an exact science. Like you can't.
Cognition is not. I mean.
Because like it's all based on premonitions, which means it's like this person in the pools, so there's no like, it's not 100%. The person could do it or could decide not to do it. It's just a thought, right? It's not even premeditated. It's just
Not at all,
it's just a figment of it's just an idea.
Yeah.
Wow, we've talked about a lot of interesting stuff today.
I know, right?
I'm like, how did we end up here?
I I don't know, but we did. But it's been really fun. I mean, I think we should actually end this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's getting late there,
In
right?
10 minutes. And then I'll continue watching you play games on Twitch because why not? Maybe some dinner.
Oh, you haven't had dinner yet? Wow.
No.
I'm sorry. I thought 8 o'clock your time would be sufficient for you to have food.
No, but we started at 7, and
Oh,
I actually stopped working at 6, so it's all good. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I have enjoyed our conversation. Trust me, it's been I would say one of the most interesting conversations I've had in a long time because
Okay.
COVID and all.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I could just keep going, but yeah, we should end soon. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything you wanted to maybe?
no, I definitely want to do this again.
Yeah. Me
Maybe
too.
we could do this like on a weekly basis, but maybe on a Saturday because I might have more energy and
Sure.
we can actually kind of have a proper conversation about specific topics. Because
Yeah.
I think we have a very I don't know, our knowledge spans a lot of different things.
Yep.
So it would be easy for us to have a conversation about different topics. And we can also like look at some news articles, discuss them, etc. I think maybe that could be interesting as well.
Yeah. Okay. That reminds me. There was something I came across that I wanted to talk about, but I'm not sure how.
Yeah, go for it then.
Just in the last few minutes. So this just came out on a website. The Department of Justice of the States just came out with this today. They're recognizing the International Day of Zero Tolerance for FGM. I'm not sure. I just sent you a link. So
Oh, the female
mutilation thing.
genital mutilation.
So I'm like, what is going on? Like, why are they recognizing? I mean, like, why are they even talking about this? I didn't even know this
In
day
the
exists.
US?
Yeah, I didn't even know this day exists, and I mean, I know what this thing is, but I'm like, they're making it. Are they making a big deal out of this, or like? Cause,
I don't know why they would do that. I mean, having it in the US.
Yeah.
Because I know that it is practiced in other countries and other parts of the world, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that is in America though. I have no idea. Because I know in my country it was practiced, but now
Yeah.
there's fewer and fewer people going through it.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to female genital mutilation. It's
right.
very specific topic.
Yeah.
Actually, my mom wrote a book about it.
Oh no way.
Interesting topic.
Yeah, but no, like this literally came onto my newsfeed today, and
Okay.
I don't know why, but I mean, because I guess I'm looking at some news in the States, and this just came up, and I'm like, wow. And I know this thing happens in your country, and it's not really spoken of. I think they're trying to create awareness for it, but
I can appreciate that, to be honest, because when you think about it, and most American people might not be aware that this exists in the world, and
mhm.
so the background of why people do it is different in different countries, but it's mostly to basically they remove that part where you get stimulation.
Yeah, okay, I get that. I mean,
Yeah.
I know what.
So
Yeah.
okay, so basically it's different, but it's different in different cultures. But yeah, it happens also when girls are very young,
Mm-hmm.
very very young, so they don't even have an option or a choice. It's
Yeah.
just like circumcision for boys, but
Yeah.
it's more, yeah. But good kudos to them for creating a national day for it. But I hope they put some funding behind it as well, so that they can support places which are facing this issue and still need to educate people about how this is very harmful, and it's a harmful practice.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, okay. I think that's a good place to end today's talk. Because this has been on my mind. I wanted to just ask about it, but and it's one of those things. Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts? Final thoughts? Final words?
No, no. We have a couple of listeners if they have any final thoughts or things that they want to ask us. Yeah, I mean, it's been great talking to you, Daniel. I mean, I'm really happy that we got to meet on stereo and we got to have this conversation. And we shall continue having these conversations. But yeah, let's set something up. Let's keep chatting on Discord and and I can kind of brainstorm on some ideas, and then I will send them to you, and we can have we can proceed with that then. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
It's been lovely.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, have a good night.
All right, bye.
Get some food. Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
All right. So we just let's see. I'm just gonna play for a bit longer. Let me turn on the music sound. I guess I had the sound off because I was talking. I should have kept it on, but anyway, I'll turn on the music sound now. And I'm going to continue playing, but I need to take a short break. I've actually been I need to get water and hydrate myself again. It was fun. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just going to let this play in the background. I'll be right back. Alright guys? Alright, right back. And yeah, if you have anything to say, just keep typing. I'm going to mute this for a bit and I'll be right back. Alright. Okay, I'm back. How come... Did I turn off the music or something? Because it sounds like... Hang on. Oops, no. I want to not leave the game. What am I doing? No. How do I... Hang on. Edit. No. Stop asking me to leave the game. Okay, there we go. Got some shields. Nice. Let me turn on the sound. I can't hear anything. Why can't I hear anything? Did I Okay, I hear something now. Okay, cool. Hey, tropical punch. Alright, so I just finished that little talk. Actually, I think it went on for... How many hours did it go for? I don't know, let me check and see if it tells me how many hours it went for. It went for at least like 2 hours. It felt like 2 hours. Maybe more. Hang on. And also, where's the sound? Did I turn off the sound here? Double it, glider. Oh, I need the sound for them. Okay, maybe it's very soft. Settings, store settings. Yeah, I turned down the sound. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, let's what is VX? Visual effects, I guess. Okay. Alright, let's continue. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, let me check my Discord then. Hey! Oh! Interesting. I see you have watched that show. The Bank Robbers. Hang on. So, where do I see? Where have you? Games room? Nope. Oh, okay. You can oh, ST Central and Shop Titans. Okay, I'll join those, but I have this thing where I'm like, I'm on many different servers, so I'm like, yeah, I need to leave some of my other servers in order to yeah, I need to get out of a few servers in order to join those. I'll join those later on. Alright, I will join those for sure. But again, this game I just play for fun. Oh, okay. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I got this. I got the messages. Thanks. Wait. I think this guy needs the shields first. Wait. I need 2 more open. I need more acorns. Okay, this guy. Just. No. Okay, I need to go get some more acorns. 2 of those. Okay. Okay, yeah. Ooh, level up. Destiny has leveled up. Collect. Alright. Do a harder difficulty for acorns. Okay. Let me check my settings. Oh, okay. You know what? I didn't even know I could do that. I didn't even know I could change settings. I've always been doing like the easy ones, I guess. Should I do 2 acorns? Yeah. I need lots of acorns. I'm not sure they're strong enough. Level 5, level 7. I'll just do medium. Alright, we'll come back to that. If they aren't happy faces, they can't do it. Oh, okay. Did not know that. Learning so much today about this as well. Okay, so I will have to. Yeah. Yeah, I know they won't survive. A few times I've had like those people die on me because I sent them to like a difficult mission. That's so unfortunate. Alright, what else I need to do now? Alright, so this is that. Discord. Yes. Surcharge. Okay. Okay, so I spent all my money on leveling up my city, and I should be. Am I close to next level? No, not yet. I still need 100,000. What is the fastest way to get XP? Reconnect. What is the fastest way to get XP on this game? Did it restart or did I need to start it again? What happened? Oh, there. Okay. It reconnected. Selling items of high gold value. Okay, that's good. So I know the market is a good place for that. Let me go to the market. The market. So I should use. Oh, okay, yeah. I like surcharging just so I can get stuff faster. And more money, obviously. Alright, so let's see. Offers. View all offers. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Doubling and halving. Alright, so only buy items you can make money on. Oh, so like in real life. But I don't really know the true value. Like, I don't play this enough to know the value of stuff. Only buy items you can offer. Request, okay, show requests. Whoa, lots of gems. Wait, I'm not looking. Alright, here we go. So does selling stuff also give you XP? Doesn't say XP. Anyway, I guess I'll sell some of these. Right? Oh, I have this? Amazing. I only have one, I guess. In market. So. Oh, I need to get more doublets. You know what? I should go back and check. Because I have a quest for selling doublets. Go back to the shop. Yeah, I'll definitely surcharge them. I try to surcharge everything. Okay, what else is just doublets. Okay, so I sell 2 doublets, and the goal is to sell 3 doublets. 3 gladiators, scrolls of armor. Scrolls. Where are the scrolls? This one? Nope. Where are my scrolls? Huh. Potions? Scrolls of armor. Okay. Someone messaged me? Hang on. Nope. I don't think so. Okay. Okay. Nobody charge. Why is Warhammer so popular today? I saw a whole bunch of them today. Alright, let me go back to characters. Ready, yes. Go back to town, go back to the city. Another quest. I think I need some mushrooms as well. Okay, I see the faces now. So what if it's indifferent, like this middle yet orange face? Because these are like level 6 and 7. I'll send them over. I think they should be fine. They're not happy, but they're not sad. Alright, let's see. Back to my store. Let's see. Okay. This again. I'll wait. Yay. Alright, let's see. Goes. Craft. Oh, okay. Craft. Sell. Craft. Armor. Healing potion. Healing potion. Oh, I need another one of these things. Okay. And healing potions. Healing potions. How many healing potions do I need? Healing potion. Superior. Okay, so if I go here and I do this, should I make another breastplate? Should I use this one or make another breastplate? Because this is a superior one, right? I'll make another one. But if you have any suggestion, let me know in the chat. This one, healing potion, restock, healing potion. Oh, I need more mushrooms for that. Potion. How much is this? Honestly, if superior doesn't matter in this case. Okay, cool. If you make them so easily, yeah, they're pretty easy. Alright, let's see. Go back. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I guess I should upgrade everything, right? Everything to the same level. Like this one is level 4, right? Lumberyard level 4 and training hall level 4. And I'm gonna go to the market and sell some stuff again. So do you get XP from selling stuff? So what's the point? What's the best way? Just don't sell. You don't get XP. Okay, you don't get XP from that. But the best way is to get gold is to sell them. So the main thing is to sell stuff on the market, but you don't get XP. But you sell them, you get the money. Then you upgrade and invest in the buildings, right? Is that what I'm hearing? Is the strategy here? Buy items, sell items that sell for a lot. Oh, okay. So I should buy from the market, not sell to the market. So I should buy instead of sell from the market. So buy, offers. But the thing is, I only have 26,000. I don't have that much stuff. And how do you know if it's like, how do you know if it's undervalued? How do I know what to buy? Like, how do I know it's a good deal? Okay, hang on, right back. Oh, why is there no sound? Oh, okay. So, yeah. Hang on. Whoa, what is that? Okay, so, where did I? Hang on. Let me find it. Okay, I'm back. Actually, I have to go for a few hours. I'll be back again tonight. Are you going to be back? Are you going to be on like later on? What time zone are you in right now? I'm going to be around 3 hours from now, I think. 3 hours, yeah. I'll be back in 3 hours. I just got to go do some stuff. And, yeah. UK. Oh, you're in UK as well? Interesting. So it's train 2. Okay, no, we'll talk to you some other time because it's going to be really late for you. It's going to be like 1 o'clock, I guess, for you. I'll join. I'll leave some of my discords, and yeah. I'll see you around. Thanks so much for your help. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to log off also. I've been on this game for how many hours? Let me see how many hours have I been on this game for. Yeah, almost 3.5 hours. Alright. Alright, take care. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye now. Bye everyone. I gotta go. I'll be back in 3 hours. Maybe with this game or another game. I'm not sure yet. But we'll see. Alright. Alright. Thanks guys. Really appreciate it. Bye now.